There we go. Microphone should be on. So I was looking for this. I was like, I know I don't see the sound aspect here, but the sound aspect is perfectly fine. Microphone's on. We should be good to go. Do a couple things. What's going on, everybody? What's going on? Merry Christmas to all. Merry Christmas to all. Just got a few things I'm setting up here as we're getting ready for this Christmas game. So much to talk about. So much to talk about. All right. That is not where I want to go. Why are you even on that? Going through the national anthem because, you know, whenever they have these type of days, these type of events, you always got to have that. So let's get it on. It's time for some football. Oof. That's not what I wanted to do. Excuse me, guys. Getting this done before the game starts. They play this song every single year, which is not bad. It just means Mariah's song's always going to be playing. Like, that song's going to be playing 50 years from now. Which, you know, it's all good. I like the song, so I'm cool with it. I play this every single time. Also, I know how this stream's gonna go, so it don't matter. I don't even care for that. At least not yet. All right. Oh, wait. Let me ask for this dude. There we go. All right. Wait. I forgot. Two more things. I want for Christmas is a Ravens W. How about that? That's all we want. All right. I am done as well. Let's get this started. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Ravens flock, Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to all. We got a game, ladies and gentlemen. We got a game. We got the Baltimore Ravens here in Houston, Texas, to take on the Texans, of course, in a game that does matter for the Ravens and doesn't do much for the Texans at all. If you were paying attention in the first game, the Pittsburgh Steelers got demolished by the Kansas City Chiefs. Kansas City has clinched the #1 seed, and Pittsburgh has now lost 3 straight games. They fall from 10-3 to 10-6, which means Baltimore right now, they are in first place in the AFC North. A win here today gives them sole possession of first place in the AFC North. If they win today, they will need to beat the Browns, or they would need the Steelers to lose to the Bengals to win the AFC North next week. So we're going to see. Right now, Baltimore's in the lead, but if they lose this game against Houston, Pittsburgh takes over once again. And all Pittsburgh would need to do is beat the Bengals to secure the AFC North. So big game here for the Ravens. Houston, not a huge game for them, but I think this is a game that's less about playoff implications for them and more about getting back on track. They have not been playing great football. So if you're Houston heading into the postseason, you have to see something from your team. Make a statement win. Make a statement performance. Go out there and have a statement game. You need that to have some confidence if you're the Texans heading into the playoffs. They need a statement performance here. So Ravens offense on here first. Lamar Jackson having a fantastic year. Obviously an MVP type season. He is one of the final candidates most likely for the MVP. So let's see what type of performance he can put up here in Houston. First down and 10 for the Ravens. They got the ball first, so they're going to be on the field first. Let's see if they can set the tone. First and 10. Lamar takes the snap. Hands it off to Derrick Henry, and here goes Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry breaking tackles. Derrick Henry picking up about 6 yards. Second down coming up here for the Ravens. What am I looking at here? Hold on. This. Oh. Just some lint. All right. Good run here for Derrick Henry. 6-yard pickup. Second down coming up here for the Ravens. Ravens want to get off to a great start. Houston is looking to make a statement. A huge win against the Ravens could be the statement Houston needs to get back on track and have some sort of confidence that they can do something in the playoffs. So both teams are playing for something. Baltimore playing to keep control of first place in the AFC North. Houston playing just to get back on track. Second down here, they hand it to Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry runs up the gut and picks up the first down. Great run by Derrick Henry. First down, Ravens. Ravens starting off the game with 2 carries to Derrick Henry. That's what I love to see. Run the football. Run the football. Simple, you don't have to keep telling me that I see the Eagles game. I'm at every Commanders game. So anything with the I'm at every home Commanders game. I clearly saw the Eagles game. I was there. I saw Jaden Daniels' 5-touchdown performance. The reason I'm not here streaming games on Sunday is because I'm at Commander Stadium. First and 10 here for the Ravens. Lamar takes a snap. He's looking, nothing's there. He's going to take off, and the Texans are going to get to him. He's going to get sacked. The defensive front of Houston collapsed the offensive line, and they got to Lamar Jackson. Second down coming up here for the Texans. Great job here by the front seven. They collapsed the pocket. Nobody was open. Lamar was looking to take off, and they just made the play. That's what you want to see if you're Houston. Getting to Lamar Jackson early on. When he looks like he's about to scramble and take off or try to extend the play by moving out of the pocket, you get to him. Second and 13 here now for the Ravens. Empty backfield for Lamar. He's going to take the snap. Lamar looking, pump faking. Lamar utilizing the wheels. Lamar picking up all these yards. Lamar getting huge yards. First down and more. Getting out of bounds. Lamar utilizing the wheels. Picking up huge yardage. First down Ravens. I think that takes them into Houston territory. Let me see. I didn't remember where Lamar exactly went out of bounds. Did he cross the 50? Oh, he definitely crossed the 50. They're in Houston territory now. First down Ravens. They're at the Houston 40-yard line. Maybe 39-ish, 40, 39-yard line. Either way, they are in Houston territory. First and 10 here for the Ravens. Lamar utilizing the wheels early on. He's going to hand it back to Derrick Henry. And Henry up the gut, picking up about 6 once again. Second down here for the Ravens. The running game is highly effective early on in this game. And you're watching the Ravens utilize the run game against this front seven of the Houston Texans. Second down coming up here for the Ravens. Number one priority is to win. Number two priority, we all know it. We just don't want to say it out loud. Let's see what we can do in this game and make sure everything's all good. It was actually a 7-yard pickup for Derrick Henry. So second and 3 now. Wouldn't mind handing it back to him here. Fake the throw, give it back to Henry. Henry again up the gut, and he picks up the first down. Ravens, they're literally out here running the ball, initiating the run game. They're just running the rock, running it down the defensive front of the Houston Texans. And right now, Houston, they're getting bullied. Ravens playing bully ball for this opening drive. You love to see it. They're playing bully ball. You see it early on here. Derrick Henry is on the other side. Now he's on the sideline. Going to give him a quick break. So you may do some play action here. Lamar is under center here for first and 10 at the Houston 30-yard line. This might be some play action here. And it is play action. Lamar, he's got time. Fires across the middle. It is caught by Flowers. Flowers breaking out of a tackle. Getting inside the 5. Huge catch by Zay Flowers. It's first and goal for the Ravens. Nice route by Zay Flowers. Nice throw by Lamar Jackson. Flowers getting open in space. Breaking a tackle, getting inside the 5 and being tackled around the 2-yard line. This is a perfect opportunity for Derrick Henry to come in and get a touchdown. You've been running the ball all drive. Feed the king and get him in the end zone early on here. First and goal for the Ravens. This is a perfect opportunity to feed the king. And guess who's back on the field? First down and goal. Give this to Derrick Henry. Here it is. There's the king. Up the gut. Touchdown, Ravens. Derrick Henry breaks through. Opening drive touchdown for the Ravens. Beautiful execution. They go down the field with ease, get in the end zone. Derrick Henry's first rushing touchdown in 4 games. Derrick Henry finds himself back in the end zone. Lamar was great. Great execution overall in the pass and the run game. And they just dominated. That is what you want to see from the Ravens. If the Ravens can execute like that, they can beat any team. 8 plays, 75 yards. Took about 5 minutes off the clock, and they get in the end zone with a touchdown. Great opening drive for the Ravens. Great way to start this game against the Houston Texans. Just bully ball. Just bully ball. That was nothing short of bully ball here by the Ravens. Kick is up, and it is good. Extra point has been made. Ravens take an early 7-0 lead in this game. Derrick Henry, 5 carries for 26 yards and a touchdown. Lamar, 1 carry for 25 yards on that run. And then he also has one passing attempt for 27 yards to Zay Flowers. So opening drive results in a touchdown for the Ravens, and they put some early points on the board. That's what you like to see. That is what you like to see. If you are the Ravens, great opening drive touchdown. You don't need to make things overly complicated. Let's just go down the field, play our brand of football, get in the end zone, do what we do best, get it done, and just get out of here with a win. That's what you're focused on. Every drive, you want to get off the field with a win. And how do you get off the field with a win? By putting up points on the board. You got to score a touchdown every time you get out there. That is the best way to win a football game. Every time you get out there, score. If you leave that field with no points, you lost that possession. If you leave that field with no points, you lost that possession, you lost that drive. You walk off that field with points, you did your job. Now it's the defense turn to come out there, execute. Opening drive here for the Texans coming up. Go out there, execute, get to the quarterback, make some plays, and get the football back to our quarterback. What's going on, Chaos? What's going on, Noob? Merry Christmas to you guys as well. Great day to be a Ravens fan. Great day to be a Ravens fan, but it's not over yet. It's a great day to be a Ravens fan because we got Ravens football on Christmas. A great gift, a great gift. Now we got to go out here and take advantage of this opportunity by going out there and doing what we got to do. Do the Ravens control their destiny for the division? Well, yeah, because Pittsburgh lost, if Baltimore wins this game against the Texans and win next week against the Browns, they win the division. So Pittsburgh losing against Kansas City means Baltimore now controls their destiny. They just have to win. That's it. They don't need any more help. The Steelers lost to Kansas City, so Baltimore just has to win out and they win the division. That was a great opening drive touchdown for the Ravens. They did their job out there. Went down the field, 75 yards. 8 plays, 75 yards, 4:52 taken off the clock. Henry with the 2-yard touchdown run. And they just ran the ball. They just ran the ball. That was a beautiful thing to see. All they did was just run the rock on Houston's defense, initiate the play action when they needed to do. Lamar doing what he needed to do. He took off on a 25-yard scramble. So initiating the ground game was exactly what we needed to see from the Ravens. And now Houston will be able to come out here. Let's see what C.J. Stroud and the offense can do. Obviously, there's a special player on that opposite side that is going to look to get on the field and try to ball out against a former team, especially with the way situations went out. And I know he is itching to get on the field. Like I said, Houston already won their division. They can't really get a higher seed because they're 9-6. Unless everybody else collapses, Houston's not getting a higher seed other than 4th. Who knows? Maybe they could get a higher seed because if you beat Baltimore, you get the head-to-head there. So I guess they're technically fighting for a higher seed for the most part. If we're going to be honest, they're technically fighting for a higher seed. But this game is more about making a statement if you're the Texans. Because after that loss against the Chiefs and how they've been playing the last few weeks, if you're a Texans fan, you cannot feel comfortable with how your football team has looked. You need them to go out there and make a statement, win, and say, hey, look, we can do this in the playoffs. Look at us against this team. We can beat any team in the National Football League. You need to have one of those moments here. Beating the Ravens would be a great opportunity for the Texans. 1st and 10, they're going to hand it to Joe Mixon. And Mixon's going to be immediately met up with Roquan Smith. He's going to be dropped right there. He might have picked up a yard. Maybe got hit at the line of scrimmage and picked up nothing. C.J. Stroud has had an up-and-down season. 3,492 yards, 63% completion, 19 touchdowns, 11 interceptions. Obviously, not as great as the season he had in his rookie year. He's had a lot more mistakes this year and has not looked as consistent as he did his rookie year. But the Texans are still in the playoffs. They did win their division, and he has made some plays here and there. So we've seen some of those special moments from C.J. Stroud. And the Texans are going to need a few of those moments here in this game in order for them to win. 2nd and 10, they're going to run the ball again. And once again, the Ravens defense is stout. He didn't pick up any yards on 1st down. This time it looked like he picked up 2 yards. So Mixon picks up 2 yards. 3rd down coming up here for the Texans. And yeah, Houston is out here trying to make a statement, man. They have to make a statement. With all the injuries that are happening, there is a lot of waning confidence going around. You know, you lost Stephon Diggs for the rest of the season. You lost Nico Collins for damn near half the season. He comes back, and then you lose Tank Dell for the rest of the year due to a season-ending injury. Now you've got to sit back and really think, hey, man, we got to get something going. 3rd down and 7 here for the Texans. Can they advance, or will Baltimore get them off the field? Great play here. On target, slant to Nico Collins. 1st down, Texans. Great execution right there. It's just a simple slant. Just a simple slant. Simple slant. C.J. Stroud read that beautifully. Simple slant for Nico Collins. And Nico Collins is going to have himself a day. Nico Collins is going to have himself a day. Because if he does not ball out against this team, Houston's going to have trouble moving the ball down the field. So Nico Collins has to have himself a day against the Ravens. 1st and 10, C.J. under center here. He's going to hand it off once again. Ravens run game's doing a good job. Excuse me, who is this calling me? All right, just a waste of time. 2nd down coming up here. That seemed like it was a pickup of 4, maybe 5. That looked like a 5-yard pickup. Let's see. Yep, 2nd down and 5 here. Play fake. Just going to dump it down. Good tackle by Brandon Stevens. He didn't pick up a single yard there. Good play by Stevens. 3rd down coming up here for the Texans. The Giants have the first pick. Yeah, the Giants have the first overall pick. So, Shedeur Sanders, Cam Ward, they have their pickings for that. So, we'll see what they pick. It's going to be very interesting because they've never drafted a black quarterback before. So we'll see how that goes. 3rd down and 4. Stroud looking. Kyle Van Noy up the middle. And Stroud gets sacked. Kyle Van Noy with his 11th and a half sack of the season. Just adding to his career high. Kyle Van Noy. The resurgence we've seen from Kyle Van Noy has been fantastic, man. Fantastic. Van Noy up the middle. Didn't see him. Oh, look at this beautiful execution by Van Noy. He just read it perfectly. CJ didn't have time. Everybody was covered. And then by the time he realized what was happening, Van Noy was already there. Made the tackle. Beautiful execution. Texans going to be forced to punt the football here. 6:25 left to go here in the 1st quarter of this game. Opening drive, you saw a couple good moves by the Texans, but ultimately they got stopped by the Ravens defense. Ravens getting the ball back here. Get out the way. The punt looks like it's going to be dropped right at the 27-yard line. It's not one of those things they have to really look at. It got dropped directly at the 27-yard line. Oh, wait, did they catch that? Oh, no, they're going to put it higher. They're going to say it's further up, around maybe the 30-something yard line. We'll see. So, yeah, opening drive for the Ravens, they score a touchdown. Opening drive for the Texans, they picked up a couple first downs, or I picked up one first down. They were moving the ball well, but ultimately Kyle Van Noy put an end to all that. Why does the NBA suck so much now? There's a lot. Okay, I wouldn't say the NBA sucks so much now, but the way it's been marketed, I think the way the NBA has marketed the NBA, the way the NBA has marketed their product has been so poor to the point where the regular season no longer matters. Like, one of the things, number one, when you look at the All-Star break and the All-Star game, the way they used to market it beforehand compared to now, it's night and day. That's the one aspect. Number two, when it comes to the All-Star game, people aren't even trying. The players aren't putting the efforts into the All-Star game. That's supposed to be the biggest aspect to try to attract people. It's about the All-Stars. You want people to watch that product. But the All-Stars, they don't want to play. Why? Because they have no interest in risking injury in a meaningless game when you've got... These are All-Stars. Most of these guys are playing for something more. Their teams are in contention. They don't want to put themselves at risk. And we've seen situations where injuries have happened in All-Star games or important games in terms of the NBA, such as the Paul George injury. Nobody wants to go through that, so no one's willing to put the effort in. And the NBA has tried to put incentives by, making this a competition. Winner gets this amount of money. But a lot of these All-Stars don't need the money. They got like multi-million, tens of not hundreds of millions of dollars they're making. They don't need a $100,000 incentive. They don't. So the All-Star product has diminished because the players don't want to put the effort in, and the way they've marketed has looked bad. Then you look at the NBA itself. The way the NBA has marketed their product has been poor. With some of these young stars and some of these other teams, they don't market it. They have to start to realize that you have to start marketing them. Even if it's not working, you have to prepare. LeBron's not going to be here forever. Steph's not going to be here forever. KD is going to be gone soon. What are you going to do especially with LeBron and Curry? When LeBron and Curry retire, what is the league going to do? They have done a very poor job in marketing some of their young stars. They've done a very poor job in doing that. So when you don't market your stars, you're not marketing these other teams, and all people seem to care about nowadays, we'll talk about the Lakers, we'll talk about the Warriors, whether they're good or bad. That's just not a good thing. You've got this young team in Orlando that's been playing their tails off. Nobody's talking about them. Nobody's talking about the Magic. Even with the injuries, they've been balling out. Look at the state of the Western Conference right now. Just looking at the standings. In the Western Conference, the Rockets are the 2 seed and the Thunder are the 1 seed. They're not getting marketed enough. So I think the NBA is doing a lot of things wrong. And they've done a lot of things wrong. And it's going to hold them back in the future. 1st and 10 here. You hand it to Derrick Henry, and here goes the king. Derrick Henry getting into Texans territory, and they cannot stop Derrick Henry early on in this game. If they're going to let the Ravens run Derrick Henry 20-plus times, and he's going to pick up chunk yards, the Texans are going to be sitting at him. They're going to be sitting in the locker room at halftime, not even ready to come back out. Like, if they don't stop this run, there's no reason for us to do anything else. They cannot stop Derrick Henry right now, and it is clearly showing. But yeah, the NBA is going to be in trouble, man. Not to mention, the regular season no longer means anything. That's the problem. You hand it to Derrick Henry again, and here he goes. Derrick Henry picking up 8 yards. Derrick Henry continues to pick up yardage. The Texans, if they cannot stop the Ravens' run game, it's going to be a long day. Because there's no reason for Lamar to throw the football if Derrick Henry is going to be able to rush for 200 yards on this defense. I'm keeping it a bean. Lamar can just stand there in the pocket and just hand it off to Derrick Henry a million times. If Houston's showing no resistance, why do we need to throw the football? 2nd down and 2 here. Derrick Henry, 7 rushes, 54 yards already. He might have a 200-yard rushing day here if they keep messing around. Adjustments need to be made for the Texans. Once again, just hand it to Derrick Henry. And look at Henry go again. Another 1st down. Baltimore is not going to throw the football. I'm going to tell you right now. If y'all cannot stop the run, why would we test the pass? And as long as we continue the run, that's going to initiate the play-action passing game. And y'all going to be so lost out there that y'all not going to know what y'all going to do. But yeah, the NBA, man, they've done a poor job. The Rockets are the 2 seed, the Thunder are the 1 seed, and no one gives a damn. We're heading to January. The Rockets are 20-9. The Thunder are 23-5. The Grizzlies are the 3 seed at 20-10. Nobody gives a damn. Nobody gives a damn. They haven't done a good job marketing things. Lamar fires, caught, Flowers. He's going to be dropped right there. He picked up 4, maybe 5 yards. This is the thing, man. It's just unfair. It's unfair. It's just unfortunate. It's just unfortunate. It's unfair to some of these small market teams that are playing well, and it's unfortunate that they're not getting the media attention they deserve. You have to start promoting them, because when LeBron's gone and Curry's gone, what are you going to do? And it's not like people are leaning towards Jokic and Giannis as much. You've got to start marketing these other teams. No, we don't have a face for the NBA right now. Once LeBron's gone, there is no face. So you got to start looking at these smaller guys and say, hey, our younger superstars, we've got to start promoting them. They tried to toss it to Rashid Ali, and he got tackled behind the line. All they do is talk about the Lakers, Warriors, and Knicks, because those are the most popular. Those are popular cities and teams to talk about. No one wants to talk about the Orlando Magic. No one wants to talk about OKC and that young team. Nobody wants to talk about the Houston Rockets. The media's not talking about it. You have content creators. The NBA YouTube is talking about these teams, but they're not the top tier media on television. In terms of YouTube, these teams are being covered all the time. But in terms of television, these sports shows aren't talking about them. So what can you do? Third down here. 3rd and 9 due to the loss. Lamar's going to take the snap. Lamar fires. Incomplete. Missed Zay Flowers on that throw. And they're going to have to kick a field goal here. Texans defense did a good job. Too high for Zay Flowers. Lamar, Zay Flowers is not Bateman. But yeah, Zay Flowers is not Mark Andrews. You cannot put that high. Zay Flowers is a small guy. Let's chill out with that. Zay Flowers is a small guy. He is not catching that. 52-yard field goal here. Let's see Justin Tucker if he can make this kick. Justin Tucker, 52-yard field goal. It's up and it is good. Tucker has been making his field goals. Like I said, man, that interview, when Tucker was looking rattled, everyone's like, oh, God, why Tucker just looks like he ain't sleep. I said one of two things. Either Tucker is folded under the pressure, or he spent the entire bye week doing nothing but kicks to get himself back in order. And so far, since Tucker's been back, he ain't missed the field goals again. So we gonna see Tucker was in the lab. He was in the lab working every single day during the bye week. His hair was frizzled. His eyes, you could see the dark marks under his eyes. That man was tired. He was exhausted. Everybody had concerns when they saw that. I sat back and said, that just means Justin Tucker spent the entire week in the facility kicking field goals. Like, Buddy did not leave. He was here kicking field goals. He said, I'm going to get this right. And I said, either Justin Tucker is going to collapse under the pressure and completely break, or Tucker is going to get his crap together. He spent the bye week getting his crap together so far, but we have to see it continue. Back-to-back games, he's hit 50-plus yard touchdowns right through the middle. So we're going to find out if Tucker's back or not. Like I say, every great kicker has these slumps, but it's how you respond, okay? Adam Vinatieri had multiple slumps throughout his career. Hell, the slumps he ended up having towards the end of his time in New England led to him being just gone. And then he ends up with the Colts. And he's still kicking and doing what he was doing there. At the end of the day, the greats are going to figure out what's wrong, and they're going to look to fix it. Tucker spent the bye week figuring out what's wrong and said, I'm going to fix it.
Size to do this. Your body may take up a lot of space, or have to speak with its hands. But no matter what body you're born with, you only get one. Let's fight like hell for it.
Today's aerial coverage is brought to you by Ford, right here at NRG Stadium.
What the heck? I didn't realize what was happening. I just saw this on Twitter. What the hell was this argument going on between freaking Josh Johnson and Joe Mixon? What the hell was that?
Was that David Letterman? I feel like we've seen
Whatever. Maybe I'm wrong, but Tucker might have benefited from the 3-game stretch because the games are back-to-back. It might have gotten him back into a rhythm. I say he benefited from the bye week to really sit back, work on his mechanics, and figure out what's wrong. Again, everybody was concerned when they saw him in this interview the week before the Giants game. Everyone was like, yo, Tucker's hair is rizzled. He looks out of it. He looks tired. There's bags under his eyes. Everyone was concerned. I sat back and said he probably spent the entire bye week kicking so he could figure out what was wrong and fix it. And since he's been back, he has not missed a kick. Is it me, or does it look like Houston's afraid to tackle Henry? I don't think it's afraid. It's just they're getting bullied. They're getting bullied. I'm watching the offensive line block these guys. They're getting bullied right now. Flowers is a small receiver. Otherwise, he would have caught it. Like I said, Lamar threw that like that was Mark Andrews. Mark Andrews catches down the dot. Maybe Rashad Bateman catches that. Zay Flowers is not catching that pass, Lamar. Why is the Texas offense so conservative? Buddy, they lost their weapons. What shots can you take? When everybody knows you can just double team Nico Collins, they don't have Tank Dell or Stephon Diggs. How aggressive can you be with only Nico Collins? Play fake here. Fire across the middle. It is caught. And guess who? Nico Collins. Again, how aggressive can you be as an offense when 2 of your 3 top tier weapons are out for the season? If it's Nico Collins or nothing. And sometimes when Nico Collins gets double covered, there's nowhere to go with the football. So again, how aggressive can the Texans offense be when there's no Nico Collins? When they at least had Tank Dell alongside Nico. Didn't they sign Deontay Johnson? Are you serious? Okay. Just hear what you said. In 2 days, he was signed in 2 days. Ooh, fire across the middle. That was a tough hit. He was looking for Dalton Schultz. Incomplete pass, 2nd and 10. Yeah, he just missed him. Robert Woods is there, though. Robert Woods in the great 2024. Heading into 2025. Okay. Okay, guys. All right. You got it. Yep. Robert Woods in the great 2024. 2nd down to 10 here for the Texans. CJ takes a snap. Pressure's coming. CJ's going to fire it. He's got a man. CJ! He had Nico Collins wide open, back-to-back missed throws. He threw it a bit too far right for Dalton Schultz, and then he just overthrew a wide open Nico Collins. The opportunities are there. CJ's just missing throws. He's just missing throws. He's wide open. There's no pressure. CJ, there's no pressure right now. No pressure's interfering with your throws. You just missed back-to-back open receivers. Yeah, CJ, get it together, bro. I'm not going to lie, for the Texans' sakes. Get it together. When you get an open receiver like that, you got to take advantage. Nico Collins is your only weapon. 3rd and 10. Here comes the pressure. He's just going to have to talk. He misses again. I mean, you just can't. You just can't. 3 straight misses. He misses across the middle of the field. He misses to open Nico Collins wide to the outside. He misses on a toss, a dump off. Now, at least with this one, the pocket was collapsing. Pressure was coming. He didn't really get to fully step into the throw. So I can give you missing this one. Missing Dalton Schultz on this one, pressure was there. His offensive lineman was right in front of him. So pressure came with that one. I can give you that one. But the first 2 misses, you can't have that. If you're Houston, knowing who you're going up against, down 10 points now, you cannot be missing those throws. Those are gotta have throws from C.J. Stroud. Not gonna lie, we gotta have a conversation about C.J. Stroud. See, here's the thing. Flag. He didn't even have the ball, bro. He didn't even have the ball. Why did you tackle him before the ball came down? That's a clear penalty. But we gotta have a conversation about C.J. Stroud. We have to have a conversation about C.J. Stroud in some cases, but we also have to make sure we add the factor that he is missing Tank Dell and Stephon Diggs. The weapons that were supposed to help him in this high-octane offense, they're not here. So what is he supposed to do given the circumstances? But at the same time, when receivers are open, he's got to make those throws. And he's had some bad interceptions this year. Yeah, that was clear as day. So Ravens going to get the ball back after this 15-yard penalty on Houston. I don't know why he decided to tackle him, man. He tackled him at the 8. Why did he do that? Sims didn't even have the ball in his hands. Why did he make that tackle? The ball didn't even get there. What is wrong with him? Houston, you got to have a conversation. Dude, D'Amico Ryan, I got to start talking to you. What's going on with the lack of discipline by your team? This is some serious lack of discipline. Like, I'm being dead serious right now. This is some serious lack of discipline by the Houston Texans. There should be no reason you don't even see the ball in his hands. Why did you tackle him? That's a problem. That's an actual problem.
Weight loss is changing. For so long, I felt stuck on repeat. I tried and tried again, lost weight, gained it back.
But Zepbound means change. Zepbound's for adults with obesity to help lose weight and keep it off.
Activating 2 naturally occurring hormone receptors in my body, Zepbound works differently. It's changing what I believe is possible when it comes to weight loss. It's changing how much weight I lose.
Oy.
48 pounds. And it's changing
Ravens offense getting ready to come out here for another offensive drive. The 2 drives that led to 10 points, so you gotta love what you're seeing.
Don't take if allergic to it, or if you or someone in your family had medullary thyroid cancer or multiple endocrine neoplasia syndrome type 2. Tell your doctor if you get a lump or swelling in your neck. Stop Zepbound and call your doctor if you have severe stomach pain or a serious allergic reaction. Severe side effects may include inflamed pancreas or gallbladder problems. Tell your doctor if you
Why has CJ Stroud forgotten how to play football? I don't know. He's made great plays this year, but he's made great plays, but he's also missed a lot of throws, and he's made some boneheaded picks. Keep pounding Henry and get Mark involved. We'll see what they do on this 3rd drive, but so far the 2 drives have been successful. You got 10 points out of it, and you got a chance to go up 3 scores. The Baltimore just comes out here and dominates, and they're up 17. Like, it can get really ugly quick. And by the way, we are still in the first quarter. I believe we're still in the first quarter, right? Yeah, we're still in the first quarter. We're still in the first quarter because the Texans are just punching the football. Ravens have had 2 offensive drives, and this is offensive drive number 3. Meanwhile, the Texans, they're just punching the ball. The Ravens have rushed for 83 yards. So here we go. 1st and 10. I'm handing that ball right back to Derrick Henry. Here we go. Henry once again. Henry up the gut. Derrick Henry getting to the 40. Derrick Henry's going to rush for 100-plus yards in the first half alone. They absolutely cannot stop him. This is a Derrick Henry game where he's just going to go off for 200-plus. There is no reason for Lamar Jackson to do anything here other than hand the ball off to Derrick Henry 20-plus times. They absolutely cannot stop him. And there are a few barely made tackles away from Derrick Henry just taking this to the house. The Texans cannot do anything. The funny thing about it is Houston's never been able to stop Derrick Henry. Whether he was here or with Tennessee, they cannot stop him. They have struggled to stop Derrick. Look at him. He's bullying again. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Derrick Henry's just smoking these dudes right now. I swear to God, I just want to hand the ball off to Derrick Henry every single down until they show me they can stop him. But the thing is, Derrick Henry got to take some breathers. So the non-Derrick Henry plays, we got to make sure we win. But I'm really want to just hand the ball to Derrick Henry 5 straight times and say, go do it. But, like, Derrick Henry got to go breathe. He's so effective right now. They got to keep taking him back to the sideline. He didn't expect to be this winded early on. He's smoking them so badly, they got to give him periodic breaks because he's smoking them so badly. Here we go. 2nd and 2. This time they hand it to, is that Keaton Mitchell? Oh, wow. Keaton Mitchell getting in the game. Let's go. Keaton Mitchell, great run for the 1st down. That's going to be the final play of this first quarter. And the Ravens are just dominating the Texans right now. The Ravens are dominating the Texans. By the way, shout out to Bijan Robinson. He's having a great year, even though the Falcons are up and down. Bijan Robinson is showcase. He's not a bust. Kyle Pitts, however, that dude. Kyle Pitts, man. That interception. Oh, God, Kyle Pitts. Crazy how Saquon and Derek are 500 above everyone else. They went to Philadelphia and Baltimore. That's not a surprising thing. You put Derrick Henry next to Lamar Jackson, yeah, they're going to be able to run the rock at an insanely high level. You put Saquon Barkley with arguably the best offensive line in football, yeah, they're going to be able to run the ball a lot. Not that crazy. Man's in Philly, one of the best offensive line, if not the best offensive lines in football, and Derrick Henry standing right next to Lamar Jackson. Yeah, they were going to go off this year. I don't think anyone really sat back and thought they weren't. If you thought they weren't going to be able to go off, I don't know what to tell you. Like, legitimately, I don't know what to tell you.
To reread this scrot, but we Diffentelli made an amazing zero sugar juice drink that tastes odd.
It's so funny how everyone thought Kyle Pitts was a surefire superstar, would dominate. He has been subpar. He would fit the aspect of a bus. Kyle Pitts, let's take a look at his numbers. I was looking at them the other day because people were already sitting back and declaring him a bust officially because of how he's been this season and how he was so poor for much of this. Kyle Pitts, let's look at it. So Kyle Pitts right now, career line stats. Obviously, he was drafted in 2021 to the Falcons. His first year, we saw the potential. We saw the potential with Kyle Pitts. We saw the potential. I don't know where it went. Kyle Pitts, his first year in Atlanta, he played all 17 games, 68 catches for 1,026 yards. So he was a 1,000-yard receiver his first year in the league. Now, he only caught one touchdown. I get it. He wasn't catching a bunch of touchdowns. But look at who Atlanta had as their quarterback. It wasn't the best at that time. But he had 1,000 yards receiving. People thought, okay, he can build off of that. The Falcons situation isn't great, but this guy's talented. He can only go up from here. 2022, he played 10 games due to the injury, caught 28 passes, 356 yards, and he had 2 touchdowns. So more touchdowns this year than he had the previous year, but he only had 356 receiving yards. 2023, he plays all 17 games just like 2021. He had 53 catches for 667 yards and 3 touchdowns. Again, career high in touchdown receptions. He's at 3 now as opposed to 1 or 2. But once again, the yards are 667. 667. And remember, this is a guy that had 1,000 yards his rookie year. 667 receiving yards, and he played 17 games. This year, he's played 15 games with 2 more left to go. He has 543 receiving yards and 3 touchdowns. He might end up having career high in touchdown receptions with 4, maybe. But again, it's just he hasn't been that much of an impact player to what you want to see from him. What's going on, man? What's going on, big cuz? Merry Christmas, man. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Here we go. 1st and 10. Finally, the Houston Texans step up and make a play. They get to Derrick Henry. Like I said, until you show the Ravens you can stop Derrick Henry to an extent, I'm going to keep running the football. I'm going to keep running the football. I'm going to keep running the football. The Texans finally stood up, made a play, and said, all right, cool. They finally made the play and got to Derrick Henry. So like I said, until you can show the Ravens you can stop Derrick Henry to an extent, why would I not run the football? Now you can look to try to air it out with Lamar Jackson and see what he can go do. Delayed handoff this time, and they saw it again. The Texans on back-to-back runs here. The Texans defense stepping up, making a play when they need it, and making a stop. Ravens are trying to run it down their throats of the Texans, and for much of the game they have. But this time they're picking up on it. And they're just sending pressure. They're sending a lot of pressure. Lamar had to hand that ball off because there were multiple guys coming after Lamar here. He had to hand it off. So now on a 3rd and 20, you don't need to do anything crazy. You hand the ball off here, or you settle for a check down. You're not going to get this back. So you just got to go make sure you don't do anything crazy, and we're most likely going to end up punting this football. Deep drop back for Lamar. Lamar going to step up in the pocket. Lamar buying time. Lamar standing in the pocket still. Lamar flings it. Nobody in the area. He's just got to get rid of it. Texans do a great job making a huge stop here. 4th down and 20. Ravens just got to make sure they get out of that without making a huge mistake. Texas defense makes a stop, and the Ravens are going to have to punt. That is what you want to see from the Texas defense. They have to do it. Monken's 2nd down play call and killed the drive. There was nowhere to go. Lamar literally had to hand that off on the delay handoff. The pressure came. What happened is Houston sent the pressure. Houston sent pressure, and they finally got the best of the Ravens offensive line. If they're going to send pressure and get the best of the Ravens offensive line, Ravens are going to have no choice but to make the adjustments. So on that second down play call, I don't mind the delay handoff. There was nowhere else to go with the football. Did you not see that the guy coming from the blind side of Lamar's area? The defender coming from his blind side was getting ready to get him. The defender from the right was coming with the pressure. One way or another, if he didn't hand it off, Lamar would have to take off himself. He was not going to have any time to stand in the pocket there. The Texans sent the blitz, and the Ravens' offensive line was not ready for it. So give them credit for doing what they need to do because, again, the Ravens were not ready for the blitz at that time. They've been running it down the throats of them all first quarter that the Texans made the adjustment to make the stop, send pressure, and get to the quarterback. But they do have a good front line. The Texans have one of the best front sevens, so they are. If there's anything the Texas defense can do is gain pressure. They can get pressure and get to the quarterback. That's what they do as a defense. The repeat running calls pissed me off. There was nothing you could do on that second down play. And again, the reason they kept running the football was because they showed no resistance towards Derrick Henry. So if you can't stop Derrick Henry, you keep running it. But the second play on the delay handoff was literally because the Texans sent pressure and there was nowhere to go with the ball. It was either going to be Lamar do a delay handoff or he was going to have to take off. Because again, the edges were able to get the best of our tackles in this case. They set pressure. They were coming to Lamar. So he had to either take off or hand it off on the delay handoff. There was nowhere to go with the ball. Lamar wouldn't have been able to stand in the pocket and deliver the pass. You think our O-line is good? Who, me? I've said our O-line's been decent. They've had their moments. I still have issues with Falele at times and issues with Makari. But I didn't say they were really good or anything like that. I told you, we just running it. We not switching up. We getting predictable. The main reason they were running the football is because the Texans had not shown that they can make a stop against the run game. Why would you move away from running the football if every time Derrick Henry's touching the ball, he's getting 7, 8, 9, 10 yards? So they kept running it until Houston showed them that they could stop it. The only problem is Houston decided to make the adjustment by just sending pressure. They decided we're going to send pressure and get to the quarterback quickly. So that's why Lamar did the delay handoff because, again, they sent pressure. There was nowhere to go with the football.
Presented by Intuit TurboTax. Now this is Texas.
Brady would have changed the play and still not buying the hype y'all seeing this guy. That's great, bro. That's great. That's cool. Fantastic. I'm not saying move away from it, but you got to switch it up. Absolutely. But the reason they kept running it was because they were getting these yardage. The only reason they would need to switch it up is if you got to stop, which is why they looked like they were going to pass on second down, which is why I say, okay, time to pass, switch it up. They stopped Derrick Henry behind the line of scrimmage. The problem is, at that point, they blitzed, the offensive line wasn't ready, and Lamar would not have time to throw there. Falele last game played well. In this game, he started out, he's blocked well. The only person to get beat was Stanley. That's the thing. The tackles got beat on second down. And because the tackles got beat on second down, Lamar had to settle for a delay handoff instead of a pass play, which was going to be play action in that situation. First down here, play fake. CJ checks it down. Oh, my God. Another missed throw from CJ Stroud. What's going on with him? Flag on the play this time. It might be offensive holding. What's going on with CJ, man? He's missed 4 straight throws. Offensive holding. Offensive holding. So that's going to back them up. And yeah, he was absolutely holding Marlon Humphrey, who was going to sack CJ Stroud. He was going to get to CJ. And he held the mess out of him on that one. He had no choice, man. You don't want to get your quarterback blasted like that. All right, so first and long here for the Texans. CJ's got time. He's just going to check it down, and this time they do connect, and it's Mixon. Mixon getting a great chunk of yardage. Roquan makes the tackle. Good catch and run here by Joe Mixon. Second down coming up here for the Texans. I don't know how much they picked up here because I don't even see the marker. All right, so they got 10 yards. Second down and 9 here. So it was first and 19. They picked up 10. Second and 9 here for the Texans.
Stroud, along with Andrew Luck, is the only top 2 picks at quarterback with 9+ wins in each of their first 2 seasons in the NFL. This is a team that wanted to use this game and last.
Second and 9, CJ. He's got time in the pocket. He's looking. He's firing. Oh, wow. What a play. Schultz got the best of it. Darius Washington had a chance to potentially try to go pick that off, but he couldn't, and Schultz was able to make the catch. First down, Texans. If the offensive line can give C.J. Stroud a clean block and he can connect with his receivers, this could be a good connection here for them, and they can get something going with the offense. This right here is just good protection. He had plenty of time. Nobody was open. Eventually, after 4, 5, 6 seconds of protection, you're going to find some... He air-mailed another throw. He air-mailed another throw. CJ is off with some of these throws today. He's got to get himself back in order. Like, again, he's open. He was open on that play. And I'm not going to lie right there. Ardarius Washington, at that point, you probably should have played the ball in that situation. He probably could have picked it. That was not a great throw by CJ. It could have been picked, because in fact, Ardarius was right there for it, too. Exactly. If Ardarius Washington turns and locates the ball, he's picking that off. That was not a great throw. So that could have been an interception. But, you know, Dalton Schultz just made a great play. 2nd and 10. How did he not pick it? He didn't locate the ball. He was too busy looking at Schultz. He didn't see the football in time. CJ, deep drop back here. He's got time. He's got to check it down. This time he connects. And Mechie caught it, fumbled it out of bounds, but it's still going to be a completion. So 9-yard pickup. Are they going to say it's incomplete? Are they going to say incomplete? Because it was, I don't know if he makes a full football play on that one. Catch, 1, 2. Ooh, this might be close. One, two. There you go. Yeah, he made that third step. He made that third step. He made that third step. Marlon Humphrey punched the football out. So that was a good play there. But they really want to check it. Did he do enough to make a football play? I think he got that 3rd foot down before the ball moved. I would say he did enough for a football play. So I would say it's a fumble. And that goes out of bounds. 3rd and 2. Are they going to call this incomplete? All right.
Okay, that was a lot for not sure, but anyway, you have to imagine with the way this game has gone.
3rd down and 2. Houston, this is a big drive for them. If they can pick up some points out of this, will be huge. 3rd and 2. They're going to hand it off to Mixon, and oh, he faked it. Stroud faked it. He had all, what the hell? What happened? What happened? I thought he handed off to Mixon, but that was a beautiful fake. He faked me out. I thought he handed off to Mixon, but he didn't. And he was just standing there, and nobody could get open? That was a beautiful fake, and nobody got open. What the hell just happened? If he's going to hold, somebody's got to be open. There was nobody there. He got sacked, and they're going to have to put the football again. Execution for the Texans is not here right now. Odafe Owe with the sack. But execution's not here for the Texans. What was that? I don't mind holding the ball. That was a beautiful fake by CJ, but nothing came of it. Here comes Sims. Flag on the play, and Sims going to be dropped inside the 10. Flag on the play, though. What's the flag for?
This is on Houston. You got to imagine they're going to accept the penalty, make them punt the ball again with they down that ball at the 6-yard line.
They're going to elect to re-kick. They're going to re-kick this. So it was a penalty on Houston. They're going to re-kick it. Does Owe got 10 sacks this year? Yeah. Let me see. Odafe Owe, he just got a sack in this game. It's going to be very funny when we talk about Odafe Owe at the end of the year, because I swear you wouldn't even know that he has 10 sacks on the year. Everyone will be like, it's got to be some of the quietest 10 sacks you've seen from a linebacker. He has 8 sacks, and he just got 1 in this game. So he has 9 sacks now. So yeah, Odafe Owe has 8 sacks on the season. He just got his 9th. So he's got 9 sacks. He may end the season with 10 sacks, which would be crazy. So 4th and 20, they're going to re-kick this. Baltimore wants better field position, which I don't blame them. So Townsend's got to be able to boot this. Let's see. They were dropped at the 5-yard line. Let's see if they can get better field position compared to that. Another great punt, but this time you're going to let it go out of bounds. Oh, whoa! It didn't go out of bounds. It's a better punt. It did not go out of bounds. It's a better punt. Baltimore starting inside the 5. They re-kicked it and got a better position. A worse position for the Ravens. You played the odds, and it worked in the favor of the Texans. What do you think of the Jimmy Butler wanting a trade out of Miami? Until anything's definitive, I don't personally care. Because again, we're hearing stories here and there. Jimmy's agent's like, none of the things Sham is saying is true. Yada, yada, yada. We haven't heard an official request of trade from Jimmy Butler. All we're hearing is possibilities and reports, and he's interested in this and interested in that. I'm not interested in talking about possibilities, especially if you're Miami, because we've heard so many talks about Tyler Hero being traded. 3 straight years, we heard Tyler Hero in a multitude of trade talks. He's still on the team. So I, personally, am not interested in talking about a possibility of a trade. Because I keep hearing, he's interested in this, but the Heat may look to keep him this year, then may not trade him at all, or Jimmy Butler's okay with staying this year and then testing free agency afterwards, or Jimmy Butler wants to stay with Miami. I've heard so many reports. I am not interested in talking about possibilities with the Miami Heat. Not interested. Because we've seen so many possibilities. They can get this guy. They can get that guy. They can do this. They can do that. No. I'm tired of the possibilities. If Jimmy gets traded, Jimmy gets traded. It is what it is. I would really want Butler on the maps. Of course you would. Of course you would. I'm a Heat fan. I don't want Jimmy Butler to go. Do you think Owen or Jabo are good enough, or should we draft an edge rusher? Edge is going to be an aspect that's going to have to be drafted no matter what, because of course you want him on the Lakers. Edge rusher is going to have to be something that's going to be addressed, because Kyle Van Noy is not a spring chicken. So he has 11.5 sacks. That's cool and all. That's fantastic. That's great. But, he is at the back end of his career. Didn't we get Kyle Van Noy on a 2-year deal? Yes, we did. Kyle Van Noy is not going to be here forever. You do need to have somebody else that's going to have to eventually take that spot, because you don't have a younger guy. So, yeah, they will have to look to address that at some point. What's going on, Loyal to Houston? Merry Christmas to you as well. Hope your Christmas is going well. Yeah, my Christmas is going well. Yeah, you want Butler on the Lakers so we can make it even more complicated? How is Jimmy Butler going to change what's happening with the Lakers? So he could be the only one out there playing defense and actually giving a damn? How is Jimmy Butler on the Lakers going to all of a sudden change them into a championship team? Are you sure that's even a proper fit with LeBron and AD? He's not stretching the floor and being a three-point shooter. Jimmy Butler operates in the paint. He operates in the mid-range game and operates by driving to the paint, getting contact, finishing at the rim, getting to the free throw line. With AD primarily working in that post area, and LeBron James loving to be an individual that's going to drive to the basket and play bully ball, how is Jimmy Butler going to be? How is he going to be how is he going to fit on the Lakers? That's what I'm asking. How would he specifically fit on the Lakers? 1st and 10 here for the Ravens. Lamar hands it to Derrick Henry. Henry gets tackled inside the goal line. That's going to be a safety. That is going to be a safety. Oh, the Texans they have woken up. That's a safety. That is a safety. Derrick Henry stumbles. He moved to the outside, stumbles, and that's a safety. And once again, Baltimore's on that trolling nonsense. Why did Derrick Henry stumble he tried to go to the outside, stumbled, and it's just no, Derrick. He's been great so far, but just run forward. There was no reason for him to do that. That's the second time we've had a safety at the goal line. Maybe Baltimore should just stop running at the goal line. This is the second time this has happened to them. What just happened? That is the second time this has happened to them. Safety. Why does he always slip and stumble? I don't know. We don't play Derrick Henry. Again, play him as a downhill runner. Stop handing him the ball from the shotgun and whatever. It is what it is. So, safety here. Houston coming alive. If their offense could do anything, they'd have a chance to try to tie this game up. But Houston's offense is doing nothing, and Houston's defense has woken up. That was just awful by the Ravens. And that's why I talk about the Ravens, man. You can never trust them. One week they look great. The next week they look like this. I don't exactly know what I'm witnessing here. This was supposed to be great for the Ravens, and they just look awful. They're doing nothing. They just decided to stick with the run game today. At some point, you do have to test out this secondary because now they've adjusted to the run game. It's time to try to air it out, guys. Adjustments. You got to take some shots here. Should have did a regular handoff. We getting cute again. Baltimore always gets cute in these situations. It's the Ravens. Personally, I think Victor Wembanyama's Xmas debut may be the best NBA Xmas debut ever, despite the Spurs losing. Yeah, he had, what, 41 points? He had 41 points. I think Bridges had 45. Let me go check that game. That was an incredible game. That was an incredible game. Philly and Boston are playing right now. Who cares? Yeah, you look at the game, final game, man, that was amazing. 42 from Wembanyama. He had 18 rebounds. 42 points and 18 rebounds. He carried. Jeremy Sochan at 21, so good on him for that. And then, oh, yeah, the Texans have woken up. So, by the way, Ravens better get themselves in gear. Texans have woken up. You've kept them in the game far too long, and guess what? They're here now. Maybe it's time to throw the football, guys. But, yeah, Miles Bridges, 41 points, 20 points for Jalen Brunson, 21 for Karl Anthony Towns. I mean, it was one hell of a game. It was one hell of a game. Also, the Texans have woken up because the Ravens do what they always do and play around, and Wiggins took a shot. Timberwolves nearly choked against Dallas. Did Luka play in that game? I heard Luka was out. No, Luka played in that. Oh, he got hurt and was out for the rest of the game. Mixon runs into a wall, and he picks up a few yards, though, second down. So, yeah, Minnesota won, 23 from Julius Randle, 26 from Anthony Edwards. You had 39 from Kyrie, who had to carry because Luka was hurt. And, yeah, I mean, they won 105-91. I'm 105-99. And right now we got Philly and Boston playing. I heard that's what it was. No, Joel Embiid's playing. So I think Luka got hurt and was just taken out. But Joel Embiid, people were saying, hey, man, I was hearing some things about Joel Embiid that he might not play, but thankfully he is playing. Tyrese Maxey's doing this thing. Joel Embiid's doing this thing. Tatum is playing. Brown is playing. Okay, you got the stars out here for Christmas. Stroud over the middle. He gets a completion. And just like that, the Texans offense is alive. This is what happens when you play around. The Ravens always do this, man. He left in the second quarter, so he played but got hurt. This is what always happens with the Ravens, man. If they get off to a good start, they just start trolling and doing things they don't need to do. And now they're completely out of rhythm and they've made too many mistakes. I love watching the Ravens once they make mistakes because you really get to see the true nature of this team. And you got to see if they're built to actually get this done. When you get smacked in the face, how do you respond? That's what you want to see. Houston's going to score on this drive. Almost definitely. Whether it's a field goal or a touchdown, they're in field goal range already. It's a toss here for Mixon. Mixon trying to be patient, but he's going to lose some yardage here. Marlon Humphrey with the tackle. Ravens defense got to tighten up. If you're going to give up points, at least let it be a field goal. This feels similar to the Christmas game where Baltimore's offenses came out early on and did nothing in the defense. Dude, we had a safety in that Christmas game against the Niners too. What is with the Ravens in getting safeties on Christmas? Against the Niners, we had that safety. It was when Lamar was running in the end zone and then the umpire tripped and then he ended up tripping Lamar and it was a safety. So we ended up having a safety. The funny thing about it is that game ended up looking 10-5 at some point. So if the Houston Texans settle for a field goal, if this ends up being a field goal game, it'll be 10-5, just like it was 10-5 last year against the Niners in Christmas. What a weird scenario to see. Play fake here. CJ stepping up, fires, incomplete. He wasn't going to get there. He got tackled as he was making the throw. So 3rd down and 12 coming up here. Lakers are the Ravens of the NBA. One game they showcase they can win a championship, but the other game they do super stuff they shouldn't be doing. And I don't know if I would say the Lakers in the aspects, because I at no point, even when the Lakers were winning, at no point did I feel like the Lakers this year could win a championship. Even when AD and Bron's been playing at the best. I watched AD and Bron play at the highest level and still lose a football game. Still lose a basketball game. I don't remember which game I watched, where AD and Bron put up master classes and they lost. I haven't really felt like that. The Lakers this year haven't felt like a team that can win the championship. Then again, everything's wide open, so anybody can win it. 3rd and 12. Fires across the middle, but he's going to be dropped right there. So they're going to have to settle for 3. You got to settle for the field goal. They're going to get points out of this, but they're going to have to settle for 3. I love Brandon Stevens just getting beat straight off the line of scrimmage. And of course, it has to be his man. Good on Roquan Smith for making the stop. But he literally gets beat off the line of scrimmage. 4th and 3. They're saying, screw it. We want to be aggressive here. We're going to go see if we can pick up the first down here. You got to be fundamentally sound. CJ Stroud. He's got time to throw. He's looking. He's firing. He misses. And it's going to be pass interference. They're going to call pass interference. And I need to take a look at this. Is that PI? Is that PI? Let me take a look at this. Is that pass interference? Let me see the replay. That's not pass interference. That's not pass interference. He got his head turned around. That's not PI. That's not pass interference. He turned around too. Okay. The refs are always been terrible this year. You have to keep fighting the refs. He turns to locate it. He turns. What is PI in this play? I don't get it. I don't get it. I just don't get it. There's no PI there. He turned around. There's contact between the two. He turned around. There's no PI. This is not pass interference. But the refs have been awful all year. That there's nothing you can do about it. They've been terrible all season long. So there's nothing you can do about it. They've been awful all year. That's literally not PI. Marlon Humphrey played it the right way. They almost got 12 men on the field. Mixon gets stopped right there. 3rd and goal coming up. That wasn't PI. Me personally, I learned not to get mad when refs make trash calls, so I don't care at all. Yeah, I'm not mad at it. Like I said, the refs have been making poor calls like this all year. I'm just trying to figure out where they could have seen that. But the refs have been awful all season. Nothing's going to change. The refs have been awful all season. Nothing's going to change. You saw what happened in Kansas City? Not Kansas City. You saw what happened with the Kansas City and Pittsburgh game? Some of those penalties were just bad. They weren't penalties. The officials have been terrible all season. They've been terrible all season. Anybody flops at this point, if a receiver flops, he's getting the call. 3rd and goal, empty backfield here. Something's got to be quick. CJ across the middle. Incomplete. Good play by Marlon Humphrey. Knocks the ball down. Incomplete. Marlon makes the play. So here it is, Houston. Do you want to go for it on 4th down? Do you want to go for it on 4th down? That's a good play by Marlon Humphrey. If you're the Texans, you've come all the way down to the goal line. You might as well go for it. You might as well go for it if you're Houston. I don't think selling for a field goal is what you're looking for here. You're looking to try to tie this game up. So they're going to go for it on 4th and goal. 4th and goal at the 4-yard line here. The clock is winding down. They got to get this snap off quickly. CJ, he's got time. He's going to check it down, but is he going to get there? He's going to be short. The Ravens make a stop at the 1-yard line. Turnover on downs. Ravens defense making a stop. What a play by the Ravens defense, making a huge stop. So essentially we went nowhere because the Ravens were at the 1-yard line. And then the Texans go all the way down to the 1-yard line and get stopped. Darius Washington makes the play. Turnover on down. Ravens defense says no. All right, now offense has to come out here, and I would suggest you're at the 1-yard line. So either line Derrick Henry up under center and hand him the ball, or line him up in the I formation and hand him the ball, or maybe pass on 1st down. Darius Washington is a dog. I need to get some water. I'll be back. Darius Washington is a dog.
My type 2 diabetes takes over.
What if all I do isn't enough? Or what if?
Once weekly Manjaro could help. Manjaro helps your body regulate blood sugar. And Manjaro can help decrease how much food you eat. 3 out of 4 people reached an A1C of...
Darius Washington is a dog. Makes that play defensively. Gotta love it. Huge stop for the Ravens. You give up a safety, so you give up 2 points, but you don't let them get in the end zone.
Don't take Mounjaro if you're allergic to it, or if you
That was a BSPI call, first of all.
or multiple endocrine neoplasia syndrome type 2. Stop and call your doctor right away if you have
Should we draft a safety or keep Washington? First of all, you're going to keep Ardarius Washington no matter what. You keep Ardarius Washington, you get rid of Marcus Williams, and it depends on what the Ravens want to do. Do they want? And let's be honest, I feel like I know what they want to do, but it comes down to: do they want to keep these two high safeties with Washington and Kyle Hamilton, or do they want him to do what he was doing in 2022, where he was roaming around, he was playing as a safety, he was playing as a nickel, he'd be a blitzer. They want to use him all over the field as a Swiss Army knife. We talked about Kyle Hamilton's a Swiss Army knife, but because of how Marcus Williams has played, you can't play 3 safeties anymore. Before, you could have Marcus Williams out there with another safety, and you can let Kyle Hamilton roam, which is where he's at his best. But because Marcus Williams has been so terrible, you cannot have Kyle Hamilton roam this year, so now he just has to play as a free safety. Baltimore likes to have as many options as possible, so they probably will draft a safety. You keep Ardarius Washington. What do you draft or go get someone in free agency? They're going to get another safety. They're going to keep Ardarius Washington. And they're going to have Kyle Hamilton roaming next year. That's what they want. That's what they want. That's what they want. Ardarius Washington is super injury prone. They'll take their chances. But they're going to get another safety no matter what. They're going to keep him, and they're going to get another safety. So it don't matter what this goes on. So now they're going to run this on the center. It's at the 1-yard line. You don't want to get smoked again here. So what happens? They hand it off to Derrick Henry. Oh, my goodness. If Derrick Henry breaks that, he's gone. If Derrick Henry breaks that, he is gone.
So it's an escort play, meaning Dalton Schultz, he's a design run blocker. They're going to go 7-stop, and Mechie's going to run a drag. So Dalton Schultz, his entire role on this play is to block the nearest zone defender. What they don't account for is one-on-one at the goal line. Washington able to stop one of the more physical.
Mixon is pissed off right now. Play action. Lamar across the middle of the field. He's got it to Bateman. First down, Ravens. We watching the game. No one cares about the draft or NBA. What? So we draft this. Oh, no one cares about the draft of the NBA. We playing football right now. He's just asking a question. This is what it is. 1st and 10 for the Ravens here. If they go 99 plus yards on this drive, that puts a huge hit on the, well, they would be going 99 yards. They would put a huge hit on the Texans. 143 total yards in the first quarter, 5 here in the second quarter. Baltimore's made some grievances here, trying to get themselves back into it. 1st and 10 for the Ravens here. Lamar fakes the handoff. Pressure's coming. He's going to roll to his right. He's going to fire downfield. It's going to be caught by Flowers, who makes a diving catch. First down, Ravens. Flag on the play. This might be an offensive hold. Is it going to be a hold or a legal man downfield? Let's see. Because I'm used to it being a hold, but I'm used to the legal man downfield. Ineligible player downfield, so that's going to erase the huge play. It's going to be a 5-yard penalty on the Ravens. They're going to have to replay first down.
So you get holding calls because you're not exactly sure where Lamar Jackson is in the pocket. And then here you just start drifting down the field. He's here on the left side. You see him there, 79, and just kind of gets lost. And is Lamar going to be a runner? Is he going to be a passer? It's just
that becomes tough. You know what? When it comes to the holding calls, I'm going to hold the offensive line accountable. But for the ineligible man downfield, you've got Lamar Jackson. You don't know if he's going to take off or try to extend the play and throw with his arm. So it becomes such a tough thing trying to figure that out. They're going to hand it to Henry. He's going to pick up about 5 seconds down here. So I don't blame Stanley on that, because here's the thing. If Lamar takes off as a runner, you as an offensive lineman, you want to get down there to block for him so he can keep going. But you don't know if Lamar is going to run or pass. That's the unpredictability of Lamar. He can do whatever he wants. So if he ends up throwing that ball and you're a lineman and you think he's going to run, you make the wrong decision, bam, you get flagged with a penalty. So the ineligible receiver down, the ineligible man downfield, I don't hold it against this offensive line because you got Lamar Jackson. You don't know what he's going to do with the football. So at times you're going to get caught lacking in that situation. 2nd and 10 here for the Ravens. Lamar's going to take the snap. Lamar, he's looking. Pressure's coming. He's going to dodge it. And then he's just going to take off, and he's going to fire to Andrews. Perfect throw. Mark Andrews inside the 50, the 40, the 30, the 20, the 10. He's going to be caught behind. Oh, Mark Andrews. I know he can't believe it. He didn't want to be caught behind. Mark Andrews wanted the touchdown. Lamar makes the play to Andrews, and it's going to take us down deep into Texans territory. Lamar getting out of tackles, breaking sacks, seeing Andrews, floats it perfectly. Andrews stiff arms a man, and he starts taking off, but Andrews ain't got the speed. He ain't got the speed to take it all the way.
And then create big plays off the scramble downfield. And
Andrews ain't got the speed, big fella. I know he wanted that so badly. He ain't got the speed, though. First down and 10 for the Ravens here. I know you're going to try to get Mark Andrews that ball, man.
he's coming down the stretch hard.
Here comes Derrick Henry, and Henry is going to be dropped right there after picking up 4 yards. Correct me if I'm wrong, but this is the Texans' second Christmas game. I believe it is their second Christmas game. We talk about McCarry having all these penalties, but then we talk about Stanley's constant penalties are being mid this year. He has not been mid. I don't know what you're talking about, bro. He has not been mid. He's played like an all-pro left tackle. The only concerns you've had for Ronnie Stanley has been the penalties. He has not been mid. I get you got a personal vendetta against him because he's been injured and played bad. But this is not a year to get on Ronnie Stanley's case and act like he hasn't played like an all-pro left tackle. There's a reason why he's a Pro Bowler candidate this year. He's played like an all-pro tackle. The only issues you've had about Stanley has literally been the penalties. He has not been mid this year. If he was playing like this in the previous years, nobody would have any problems with him. But he was dealing with the injuries and he wasn't playing like himself. He's healthy and he's playing like the all-pro left tackle we paid him to be. So I don't know where you're getting this. I get you have personal vendettas against certain players, like you did with Marlon Humphrey too, who's also playing like an all-pro, but you can't sit back and pretend that the dude has not played an all-pro level. We have rarely heard Stanley's name this year. We have rarely heard Stanley's name. Other than the penalties, we have rarely heard this man's name. The Rams have been horrible the last couple of years. Yeah, they have. They've been horrible the last couple of years. It feels like it's getting worse every single year. It really does feel like it's getting worse every single year. Like, they're starting to care less and less, and that's a problem. It's a problem that they're starting to care less and less about this. But, whatever, Nothing you can do about that, I guess. Anyway, we're in the 2-minute warning here. Ravens looking to go up 15, potentially. Stanley can't handle physical pass rushes, bro. For much of the season, he has. I'm not saying he's perfect. I'm not saying he hasn't missed the blocks here and there. But for much of the seasons, he has. He hasn't been the primary reason. You're looking more at Falele and McCarry. Our tackles for much of this season have handled physical pass rushers. It's been our interior. Most of the pressure Lamar has been getting this year has been in the interior. It hasn't been on the edges. It's been with the interior offensive line. That's why this fan base is on Falele's head every single week. That's why they keep screaming for Ben Cleveland. That's why they're on Patrick McCarry's case and have been asking for Voorhees. No one's been asking for him to be benched. He whiffed on the block on Heisman last week and caused a strip sack. Yeah, it's one of the few mistakes he's made. Again, great left tackles can still make mistakes. You think some of the best left tackles in this game have never made mistakes. You're going to have mistakes here and there. All season he's been solid. He makes 1 or 2 mistakes and all of a sudden he's mid. I'm done talking about this nonsense. You've got your personal vendetta against him because of previous years. I get it. But we're not going to pretend like this year he hasn't played like an all-pro left tackle. Because he's made a few mistakes here and there. Like every single play in the National Football League has not made those mistakes. Lamar, 2nd and 6, fakes the pass. He's looking for somebody. Nobody's open. He's buying time. Eventually, he's going to have to fire. Caught. Touchdown Likely. He bought 15 seconds. Touchdown to Likely. Lamar was just waiting for somebody to get open. You cannot guard that long. Isaiah Likely gets open. Touchdown Ravens. You cannot guard that long. He wanted to initially get it to Andrews, but that was covered. So now he's just waiting. Likely get open. There you go. That was a 99-yard touchdown drive that the Ravens just executed. A 99-yard touchdown drive.
Greg, you brought up the 2 tight end look. That drive, it was that Mitchell, 67-yard catch by Andrews to set it up, and then it's Likely with his 6th catch on a touchdown of the season.
That was the tight end drive. That was a crazy play. Lamar is just buying as much time as possible. He's like, somebody get open. I'm juking defenders. Somebody, Likely, cut. Come on, cut towards the middle. Cut. There you go. Boom, touchdown. Man was waiting 15 years until somebody can get off Likely enough to the point where he can hit him. But that's just Lamar Jackson making the play. The confidence of Lamar is a straight insanity. When you're playing at the highest level, you got to have that level of confidence. The great ones always have that level of confidence. And that's what Lamar brings to the table. Ravens take a 17-2 lead. 151 left. Houston's got to go do something. Can't head into halftime without doing something. They've got to go put points on the board. No matter what, they have to come off of this drive with points. Baltimore gets the ball coming out of halftime, as I'm looking for something. Baltimore gets the ball coming out of halftime. No. Houston gets the ball coming out of halftime. So this could be a 2-for-1. If Houston can put points on the board, they get the ball coming out of halftime. So I ain't gonna lie. They got to go do something, man. They got to go do something. You get points out of this, you set yourself up perfectly coming out of halftime. You're down 15. You score here, you make it 17 to 9. Maybe you go for 2, make it 17 to 10. But you got to get points if you're the Texans.
There's a change in the air. 2 changes. Isn't that where the dog beds go? And no matter how perfect things are now, you don't want them to change.
It'll be fine.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. I told you it'd be fine.
The 3-row luxury TX. Because everyone should feel like the center of the universe.
I'm actively looking for something. I can't find it.
Now taxes is getting the TurboTax app. And filing your taxes yourself, 100% free if you didn't file with us last year. Pay $0 when you file by 2/18. All tax forms, all 100% free. Now this is taxes. File free in the app by 2/18 when you switch to TurboTax, do it yourself.
Back here in Houston, Baltimore's offense humming. Nearly 9 yards per play in this first half, 233 total yards, and 2 trips into the red zone have resulted in 2 trips into the end zone. Last one, Lamar Jackson doing what he does best, extending the play and finding one of his 2 tight ends, Isaiah Likely, who he's really built quite the chemistry with the last couple of years now. 11 touchdowns over the last 2 seasons for Likely. Stat will send it away, and this will go through the back of the end zone for a touchback.
Let's go back to that last play. I mean, he held the ball for 8 seconds. And listen, Danielle Hunter, she's one of the best, most premier defensive end in the entire league. Came into the game leading the NFL in pressures, and he's not sure.
I got halftime to look for it. All right. Lamar just pisses defenses off. You think he got him? Nope. Yeah, it's frustrating. That's what they always say. You cannot stop moving and trying to get to him until he's down. I haven't got all day. Somebody get open. Likely did what he needed to do. 1st and 10 here for the Texans. 1:49 left. They do get the ball coming out of halftime. Go make a play if you're the Texans. And somebody's going to go make a play right there. Oh, does he catch it? He catches it. 1st down. Clock is winding. Lamar's like a mind reader on defense, knowing what they're trying to do, but does something to trick them. 76ers leading by 15 against the Celtics in Boston. That means nothing in this era. Like, being up 15 means nothing in this era of basketball. This ain't 2004. If this was the 2000s, you got a 15-point lead, I'm concerned. In this era, a 15-point lead don't mean nothing. As if I've watched them be down 25-plus points and win. A 15-point lead don't mean nothing in this era of basketball. You're not going to pretend it means anything. If it was the early 2000s, by all means. When offense was so down, the defense was high, by all means, that's where you get the concerns. 15-point lead in this era of NBA basketball. That's an easy comeback. All of a sudden, you hit 2 threes. It's a single-digit game, and everyone starts panicking. CJ crossed the middle, incomplete. He was looking for Nico Collins. That was somewhat of a dangerous throw. There was a defender there. 3rd and 2 coming up here. 1:22 left to go. If you're the Texans, he just went through the hands of the receiver. They're right near midfield. Actually, they're in Ravens territory. This feels like it's 4-down territory. If you're Houston, you've got to leave this field with points. You've got to leave this field with points. You cannot leave this field without putting some points on the board if you're the Texans. You get the ball coming out of half, but what would help is if you make this a one-possession game. CJ fires, incomplete, just misses his receiver. You got to go for it now. You've got to go for it. What's going on, Darth? I'm seeing NBA teams down 30 yet come back and win. Yeah, I mean, pretty much. They've got to go for it on 4th down. You can't punt here. I don't care if they get the ball out the half. You're down 2 scores against this Baltimore team. You've got to leave this field with points. And you're in Ravens territory. You've got to go for this. D'Amico, I know it's risky, but you cannot punt the ball back to Lamar with 1:18 left. They got to go for it. They're going to punt it back. Okay. All right. Good luck. I don't agree with this play by D'Amico Ryan. I don't agree with this decision by D'Amico Ryan. I understand you're getting the ball back coming out of halftime. But you are down 2 scores at home. It's a 4th and 2 in their territory. 4th and 2 in your opponent's territory. You're down 2 scores. You've got CJ Stroud. I've got to trust my young quarterback in this situation to go make a play. I got to leave the field with points. You're down 2 scores. Yes, you get the ball coming out of halftime. But with 1 minute, 1:11 left, how many timeouts do Baltimore have? How many timeouts does Baltimore have? Baltimore has all 3 of their timeouts in the minute 11 left to go. They can go get points out of this. They can get a touchdown out of this and make it 24-2. And now D'Amico Ryan's going to look crazy. Now you got to trust your defense to go make a play. You got to go trust your defense to go make a play, man. 1st and 10 here for the Ravens. Got to trust in your defense to go make a play. Better hope Lamar and the offense make a mistake. Because you've got, I just don't agree with D'Amico Ryan not going for it on 4th and 2 there. Lamar's going to take the snap, checks it down to Keaton Mitchell. And Keaton Mitchell's got all the space in the world. Look at the speed by Keaton Mitchell. Keaton Mitchell takes it up to near midfield. And this is the threat and the danger you get when you choose not. This is the threat you get when you choose not to go for it on 4th down. A screen to Keaton Mitchell, perfect blocking all over the place. And now Baltimore is in prime position to go get points. Lamar's taking the snap here. Lamar fires. He's got a man open, but he just missed Flowers. Lamar, who do you think Zay Flowers is? Lamar has gotten so used to throwing to Andrews and these big body tight ends, bro. I swear he be forgetting Flowers is right here. Flowers is... Dog. Flowers is right here. You be out here doing this. Like, bro, Flowers is right here. Andrews could potentially make that catch. Not Flowers. Not Flowers. Lamar be... Oh, man. When Lamar be trying to the outside, man, I'm telling you, Zay Flowers ain't... You can't be trying to sidelines with Zay Flowers like that. Who do you think Zay is? All right, 2nd down and 10. Lamar deep drop back here. Lamar going deep. He got hit as he threw. Good defense there. They make a stop. Lamar got hit as he threw on 2nd down. This is... The protection's there, but, man, he got hit. Wow. Good job by the defense. Good job by the defense. His arm got hit as he threw. Oh, that's perfect. That's perfect defense right there. You don't get a penalty on that one, too. Lamar was about to get it to Devontae Walker, and his hand got hit as he threw. His arm got hit as he threw. So, yeah, that's just good job on the defense. Houston's defense has to stand tall here. Houston's defense has to stand tall. They cannot afford to give any more points. Baltimore's going to call a timeout here. 34 seconds left to go. 3rd down and 10. So glad Keaton's back and healthy. Yeah, they're going to need him. They're going to need Keaton Mitchell. In some cases, obviously, I don't think you're going to see Keaton Mitchell be utilized as much as we may want him to be.
These are the first 2 won. The yardage already greater. The touchdown passes and now has 38 after the one likely on the previous possession. The rushing yards may be slightly down, but you mentioned the impact, despite the rushing being down, is as great as it's ever been for a guy like this who keeps his development moving forward.
And I just think it's a credit to John Harbaugh. And you look, over the course of Lamar Jackson's career, it just feels like he brought in the right offensive coordinator at the right moment. You think early on in his career when he took over at quarterback, it's Greg.
3rd down and 10. Let's see what Todd Monken can come up with here. Gonna motion likely to the left. Gonna have Derrick Henry as an extra blocker out here. They're sending a blitz. Lamar fires downfield. Nobody home there. They sent everybody. I need to see what just happened. Lamar took a shot.
So it's just straight man across the board, and then everyone else is in a full-on blitz. You saw Lamar Jackson. He knew it. He's trying to fade, buy time, and then just put it up there and give a guy a chance to run under it. But feels like that was a critical stop now.
That was important because you gave them the ball back with a minute left. So good on your defense for making the stop. I just didn't, again, D'Amico Ryan, it worked out defensively. I just think you had to leave this field with points. And now 20 seconds left. You just got to leave. You're down 2 scores. So now you got to leave here with no points.
Elect to play this down by 15. Again, we'll get the football back. And there is the rookie Tez Walker and Miles Bryant.
Wish we could at least got 3 on that drive. Yeah, good job on the defense. The defense got to Lamar right there. In the field with the second play, they sent an all-out blitz on the third play. Obviously, once you do that, you ain't getting anything from it. So shout out to the Texas defense for standing tall. I don't fully agree with D'Amico Ryan's decision to not leave this field with points. You're down 2 scores. But we'll see what happens in the second half, I guess. I just don't know. I just don't know. At this point, take a knee, go into halftime. It's 21 seconds left. You don't want to risk turning the ball over. Take a knee or just hand the ball off. Like, why are they throwing? Why are they throwing? Why are they throwing? Why are they throwing? What, D'Amico? It's 20 seconds left. It's 20 seconds left. Just go into halftime. What is D'Amico Ryan doing? I don't understand. I don't understand. Just go into halftime. 17 seconds left. Just go into halftime, man. And now C.J. Stroud is winded. He took a shot and he's hurt. Well done, D'Amico Ryan. Well done, D'Amico. Now CJ's in pain.
Mills is up and warming up. You'll see he's got his helmet on, walking towards the huddle. Stroud taking his second. It's an offensive line that is much shuffled around and battered down through the season. And there's the hit. It looks like almost that throwing hand, the first thing he flexed.
Way to go, D'Amico Ryan. Could have just taken a knee.
Seconds, and now
Could have just taken a knee.
they're going to be a little bit more conservative if Davis Mills is going to have to be in there. But again, Baltimore with 2 timeouts, and it's deep in Houston territory.
Have to imagine they just keep the ball on the ground here. And
Well, now Baltimore got 2 timeouts. They might want to try to do something with this before halftime.
this ball ends up inbounds. Force a 3rd and long.
It's Agumbawale on the ground. Nice haul. Agumbawale stumbles forward. Davius White makes the tackle. 11 seconds on the clock.
Kind of too late to call a timeout there, Baltimore. I mean, it's a 3rd and 1 situation now. Baltimore would want to try to get the ball back to see if they can get a field goal.
And saying, you've got your backup quarterback in the game. 3rd down. I'm going to use it. Can't take these timeouts with me. I'm going to force you. Try to get to a 4th down opportunity. Try to get after your punter. And I think everybody in this building right now is thrilled to see number 7, C.J. Stroud, back in that Houston Texans huddle.
If you're this is crazy now because Houston has to get a 1st down so they can just run this clock and go to halftime. If they get stopped here, Baltimore's going to use their final timeout and try to see if they can make a play before halftime. So now you put yourself in this position.
They'll go under center. Agumbawale picked up 9 on that previous carry. Has it again. And he's got
There you go. You pick up the 1st down. You let the clock wind down and we can go to halftime.
and that'll likely end
I don't know why D'Amico Ryan tried to go for anything there. That was just dumb.
Houston without
Anyway, the clock has reached 0. First 17-2 halftime score in NFL history. We have never had a score be 17-2 in the history of the NFL until now.
Take this. We need everything we can take.
that's a win. 17 to 2.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, we have finally reached halftime. I am going to go handle some business during this time because I got a few things I got to take care of. Obviously, it's still the holidays and stuff. So I got a few things I got to take care of. I will see you guys in the second half. Beyonce is going to be performing, so That gives me plenty of time to handle my business and do whatever I need to do. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the second half. Until then. All right. I found it. Didn't remember where I put my jersey, but I found it. Second half here for the Ravens and Texans. Texans do get the ball coming out of half. Let's see what C.J. Stroud and this offense can do. First down and 10 for the Texans. Here we go. First and 10 here for the Texans. CJ under center here. They got to get points out of this drive, man. Play action here. CJ nearly tripped up, but he got himself together. Pressure's coming. CJ's just got to dump it off. The Ravens are sending a lot of pressure, and CJ is getting no comfort time in that pocket to do anything. So the Texans are going to have to figure something out. The Texans are going to have to figure something out because right now, they're getting no comfort level. They're getting no comfort level in the pocket for C.J. Stroud. Every time he drops back or they initiate play action, he's not able to do anything consistently.
Yeah, so halfway there for Lamar, who did vow this week that he was going to skip out on the locker room at halftime. He said, sorry, Harbaugh.
Second and 10. C.J., pressure's coming. He's just got to use his legs and take off. But he's going to take a shot there. I think he should just slide. That's a situation where you just got to slide. But he's going to dive forward to pick up as much yards as possible. Third down here. Third down and 3 here for the Texans. Got to pick this first down up. You don't want to go 3 and out to start the game. You do not want to go 3 and out to start this second half here. They need points, down 2 scores. Here we go. C.J. Stroud, pressure's coming. C.J. gonna roll to his right. Fires. Picked off. Kyle Hamilton with the interception. And C.J. Stroud threw a pick. Kyle Hamilton reading C.J. Stroud like a book. Picking off Hamilton. And Hamilton with the interception gets this game going. And Texans fans are just lost. Kyle Hamilton reads it perfectly and just picks it off. And the worst part about it is that selection of throw, Darius Washington's there. Hutchinson is going to have to make an incredible diving catch to even have a shot to complete it. That is not a great throw by C.J. Stroud. And that just leads to the turnover. And Texans fans, they're disgusted by what they're watching. First and 10 for the Ravens. Ravens go up 24-2. Things going to get real ugly in Houston. What a diving catch. The ball did hit the ground, but it didn't look like it moved. So first and 10 for the Ravens at their own 40-yard line. Gonna give it to Derrick Henry. And Derrick Henry breaking tackles. Derrick Henry picking up the first down. And Henry's picking up where he left off in the first half. Derrick Henry has over 100 yards rushing today. First and 10 here. Kyle reminds me of Charles Woodson, not going to lie. That's a great comparison. That's a great comparison. First down here for the Ravens. Lamar is going to keep it himself. And here comes Lamar Jackson breaking through. Lamar 30, 20, 10, 5, touchdown. Lamar takes it in himself for the touchdown. Lamar goes all the way for the touchdown on Christmas. He just read him like a book, took it to the house. Lamar Jackson with the touchdown run. And by the way, I'm going to make sure I indicate it. Lamar Jackson needed 86 yards to break Michael Vick's all-time career rushing record at 6,109. Lamar needed 86. He's at 73 right now. Lamar has a chance to break Michael Vick's record tonight. He needs 13 yards to get that career record. Extra point is up, and it is good. And Lamar read him like a book. Lamar read him like a book. There was nobody there, and he just took off. He still got that speed.
Going 73 yards. He had 48 on one, and he had the big 25-yard scamper. Mark Andrews knew it. He was 30 yards away, and the tight end said, yeah, put the points on the board. 24-2. Baltimore in control.
Lamar is definitely the MVP. It's not even debatable. It is what it is. I'm not here to care about that. I am not here to care about that. That's just me. I could care less. I could care less. I don't really care. Just a beautiful play by Kyle Hamilton, which leads to Lamar just reading them like a book and just taking it to the house. So now it's 24-2. What do you do if you're the Houston Texans? This Ravens team has no excuse to lose to the Chiefs again if they meet in the playoffs. Again, here's the thing. You got to watch. I'm going to be honest, man. I've been spending these last few days looking at matchups and looking at everything here. I feel Baltimore, again, if they play the way they play, Baltimore matches up well with anybody. And I'll take their chance against any team in the AFC or the NFC. But the one team that I'm looking at that actively would give us problems is Kansas City. Pittsburgh, we have more talent than them, and I feel like we could. If us getting over the hump is what we needed to face off against them and be able to really win. But I'm looking at Kansas City. Everything we do well and our advantages, they do have responses for that. Kansas City matches up incredibly well. And sometimes you just got to remember that there's just times where Mahomes and Kelsey are going to play perfectly. I actually spent time, because I've been looking at some of these matchups, I went back and watched the AFC Championship game. If you looked at that first half, Mahomes and Kelsey played perfectly. I knew we were in trouble on that third down play at the early second quarter. 3rd and 5, defense had Mahomes dead to right. He's scrambling, running for his life. He steps up. As he's getting tackled, as he's about to go down, he flips the ball to Travis Kelce, who was covered, by the way, by Brandon Stevens. And Travis Kelce makes a diving catch for the first down. Mahomes and Kelsey played perfect football that you just could not cover in that first half. We have to understand, if the Chiefs play perfect football, we're going to have trouble. Kansas City's the one team I look at that will actually give us problems in the playoffs. I believe we can beat them, but one, we have to play our best game of the season. We have to be perfect. We cannot make mistakes. We have to score whenever the opportunity is there. There's so much that it would take for us to beat Kansas City, because it'll come down to execution in the battle of wills. So much that goes into it. That's the matchup that matches up perfectly against us, and it'll be tough to beat. It'll be really tough to beat.
From start to finish in this game, took the ball in the first possession, 8 plays down the field. They have led ever since. 9.8 yards per play for this offense, compared to just 3.9 for the Texans. The total yards, 322 to 132. And we're starting to see why Baltimore is a bona fide Super Bowl contender with the way they've played over the last 6 weeks.
In that AFC Championship game, when I saw Kyle Hamilton get cooked by Travis Kelce on the touchdown, I know he'd be trouble. You know the worst part about that situation? People just think he just got beat so badly. Go back and look at the play. It was perfect. Kyle Hamilton played perfect coverage. But there was not a single safety in the National Football League could have done better than what Kyle Hamilton did there. It's just Travis Kelce's arguably the greatest tight end of all time, and Patrick Mahomes is one of the 3 greatest quarterbacks to ever play this game. And they had a perfect connection on that play. There was nothing Hamilton could have done. There was nothing any safety could have done in that situation. It was just perfect execution. And sometimes you just got to understand, no matter how well you play defensively, when an offensive play is executed perfectly, there's just nothing you could do. Yeah, Merry Christmas as well, John. That's what made it harsh. If you watch the first half of that game, you'd understand how difficult it was to really play. That first half, Mahomes and Kelsey played perfect football and set the tone. We were cooked after that. Lamar on a whole nother level than Allen, not even close. I'm not here to compare levels. Lamar is a great quarterback. Allen's a great quarterback. Both of these guys are future Hall of Famers. Allen's done some things that no one in the history of this game has ever done or ever will do. And Lamar has done some things that no one in the history of this game has done or ever will do. And look at this. Another sack, 2nd and 7. Chris Board got to C.J. Stroud. And this is just getting nasty. Lamar might be chilling in the 4th quarter. Lamar might actually be chilling out in the 4th quarter if this keeps up. Like, legitimately, if this keeps up, Lamar going to be chilling in the 4th quarter. Because I don't see anything here from the Texans. They look lost. They look battered. They look beaten. They look defeated. Nothing is going well. The offensive line can't block. You're getting Mixon out there to try to be an extra blocker. He's getting cooked. They're doing nothing well. The defense is cooking CJ Stroud. They're 2-9 on third down. He's been sacked twice in this situation on third down, and he's thrown a pick on third down. 3rd and 16. If he forces this pass, they're in trouble. Oh my God, he's got to get rid of it again. This time he's trying to get it to Schultz, but Schultz is going to have to get down. There's nothing there. They're going to have to put the football again. I like Lamar, but I'm tired of hearing these comparisons to Josh Allen, Mahomes, Joe Burrow, etc. I'm tired of it. Again, I'm not really focused on comparisons. Again, the Big Four is the Big Four. The Big Four is the Big Four. Whatever order, Mahomes is still number 1, but whatever order, Mahomes, Lamar, Allen, Burrow, that is the Big Four, however you want to put it. So they're always going to make comparisons because that is the Big Four. They're the 4 best quarterbacks in the game. Now, for that number 5 spot, there's been several players that have come into it, but the most consistent player in that number 5 spot is Justin Herbert. But you have people come in like Jalen Hurts, and you'll just go from there. So Ravens will get the ball back again, and we'll see what they do on offense. Looks like our defense is back, baby, man. They're bullying the Texans. Hopefully they keep this up. We would love to see more of this.
Ravens defense applying the pressure, and Stroud has nowhere to run.
It's getting ugly out here. It is getting ugly. By the way, Lamar needs he needs 213 to get 4,000 passing yards, and he needs 14 to break Michael Vick's career rushing yards. So Lamar still gonna have a chance to be able to do that in this game. I think he's just gonna. If this gets ugly, they're just gonna sit him for the 4th quarter. They're just gonna sit him for the 4th quarter.
Now is the perfect time to get away during the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. With 0 payments for 90 days on select models.
So, with that last play by Lamar Jackson, the Ravens now have a new franchise history 6,522 all-purpose yards of offense. So, offensively, this is the greatest offense we've had in franchise history. They've beaten in terms of yards. I don't think they've beaten in terms of points yet, but we'll have to wait and see. I'd say Lamar is the best, but Mahomes has the Super Bowls while Josh Allen's doing stuff we've never seen before. And Lamar's Lamar and Burrow's Burrow. End of story. Lamar's playing like the best quarterback in football this year. Mahomes is still the best quarterback in the league. Again, you have to take that title from him. Mahomes is winning Super Bowls. You got to take that title away from him. It's cool. Lamar's winning MVPs. Mahomes is winning Super Bowls. You have to take that title away from him. He's the best quarterback in the league. Mahomes is the best quarterback in the league. Lamar's playing like the best quarterback this year. So Lamar is the best quarterback right now in terms of how he's performed this year. Mahomes is the best quarterback in the league because of what he has done. He's won Super Bowls. Somebody has to dethrone him. So if Lamar goes into Arrowhead this year, beats Mahomes, and goes win the Super Bowl, Lamar would be seen as the best quarterback in the league because he beat Mahomes to get to a Super Bowl. And you could feel like, okay, that's the guy you look at and say, yeah, it's Lamar and it's Mahomes. They're fighting for that number 1 spot. Mahomes now has a rival. We're waiting on it. The closest we've seen to somebody rivaling Mahomes was Joe Burrow because he beat him to get to the Super Bowl. But Burrow didn't win the Super Bowl, so that becomes a different conversation. You've got to beat him and then go win the Super Bowl. Allen's had an opportunity. He's had multiple opportunities. In fact, Allen's had the most opportunities out of all the 3 quarterbacks. He hasn't gotten it done. Lamar just met Mahomes the first time this year, and he didn't get it done. Burrow's faced off against him twice. He beat him once and lost him the other time. So yeah, Ravens are rolling right now. Texans just look lost. And if this gets to be 31-2, you got to start thinking, hey, man, we might as well just let Lamar sit down. Because there's no point in even playing him.
It has been Lamar Jackson. After the start from Derrick Henry, he has now come alive and looked like the MVP we've seen twice before.
1st and 10 here for the Ravens. 1 or 2 more offensive drives. If they can put some points up here, they can really put this to bed. Derrick Henry is, again, just doing damage. And the Texans, they're just holding on for dear life. What if Josh Allen finally beats the Chiefs and takes the Bills to their first Super Bowl appearance since the 1990s? He has to finish it off. He has to finish it off. You can't just beat him and then not get it done. You have to finish it off. If Josh Allen beats Mahomes, gets to a Super Bowl, wins a championship, Josh Allen's viewed as the best quarterback in the league because he would have dethroned Mahomes and won a ring. You have to finish it off. If you don't finish it off, you're just going to be seen as number 2. You've got to finish it off. 2nd and 4 here. Lamar going to give it to Henry. And the Texas defense going to get there and make a stop. 3rd down coming up here. Houston has to make a stop to keep themselves alive in this game and just hope their offense can come up with something. As long as the Houston defense can do their job, they have a shot. But if they can't do their job, man, it just becomes a bad time. it just becomes a bad time. Derrick Henry has now eclipsed 11,000 rushing yards. So he has 11,000 rushing yards, or 11,138 rushing yards and 103 rushing touchdowns. He's up there with the all-time greats, man. First ballot Hall of Famer. The Ravens are actually 0-3 on third down. They have not converted a single third down. They've barely gotten to third down, but they have not converted on these third downs. And they're just going to let Lamar keep it himself. And Lamar's got the first down. Lamar is at 81. He's very close to breaking Michael Vick's career rushing record. Good block by Likely. Lamar just takes off. Designed run. Picks up the first down. We having fun here. 1st and 10 for the Ravens. 9:33 left to go in the third quarter. Lamar, play action here. Gonna get it to Henry on a screen. Henry, flag. Did you see him pull him? He yanked him down. There's the flag. That's clearly a face mask. That's clearly a face mask. Or at least horse collar. He yanked him down. They'll get him for a horse collar. He touched the face mask, but he yanked him down via face mask. I mean, via horse collar. Look at this. He touched the face mask. So I would call the face mask, but then he also horse collar tackled him. So you can take either or, and it looks like they call the face mask. So first down, Ravens. If you don't call the face mask, you have to at least call a horse collar. Derrick Henry picking up a few yards here. Baltimore came and said, we're just going to run this football. And we've seen it, man. They've been running the rock today. Lamar hasn't really needed to throw today, which is fine with me. Again, we not focused on no individual compliments or individual awards. You've already decided who you're going to give it to. We don't care. We want to win. And we want to win our way. So we're going to run the football. And if Houston's giving us no reason to not run the rock, why would we not run the rock? We're going to initiate the play action game here. Get the throws to our guys. Let them get involved. We're cool with that. Lamar, second down here. Going to get it to Derrick Henry. Henry getting inside the 15 down to around the 11-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Ravens. Like I said, we're going to settle for our plays here. Get what we need. And do what we got to do, man. Lamar just checking it down to Derrick Henry. The Ravens have ran 39 plays for 358 yards. The Texans have run 37 plays for 128 yards. And the time of possession is nearly identical. It's just the Texans aren't doing anything with these plays. Derrick Henry with the ball on first down to pick up some yardage. Second down coming up here for the Ravens. It's dead silent in that arena. Or stadium, whatever you want to call it. It's dead silent in that stadium, man. The Texas fans, they're packed just to come watch their team get walloped like this. This was not a part of the plan. At least compete. They're not even competing. 24-2 is not competing. The Ravens gifted you 2 points. It could be a shutout right now. 2nd and 7, play action's coming up. There it is. You roll out. Lamar stepping up. Lamar with a blocker. Lamar gets past the tackle. Lamar. He's done it. With 87 yards rushing, I believe Lamar Jackson has officially passed Michael Vick for a career-high rushing yards. I'm going to have to see it. I'll have to check it because I'm pretty sure he needed 86 yards. I might go to Twitter to see if that's the case. 3rd and 1, just hand it to Derrick Henry. 3rd and 1, you hand it to Derrick Henry. You can initiate play action again. He doesn't get the touchdown, but he gets the first down. 1st and goal for the Ravens.
the Ravens has been prior to the arrival of Derrick Henry. It's been more
All right, first down, first and goal for the Ravens. Again, it's at the half-yard line. Give this to Derrick Henry. Let's get him another touchdown run here and call it a day. They're going to do play action again. And Mark Andrews gets his touchdown. So I'm fine with the play action. Mark Andrews, touchdown. Ravens go up 31 or 30-2 right now. That was a simple play action fake. You know how that's going to go. Lamar, 2 touchdown passes here. 3 total touchdowns, 166 passing yards and 87 rushing yards.
what Houston is doing here. I mean, it's just the most simple.
Yeah, Houston is just lost at this point. They don't know what they're doing. Nobody blocks Mark Andrews. He's as open as you could possibly be. Mark Andrews gets his touchdown. It's tight ends. It's a tight end day here in Texas. So Baltimore goes up 30-2. At this point, do you even need Lamar to come back out? You're up 31-2. Unless Houston scores a touchdown, I don't see a reason as to why Lamar should step foot on that field again. Then again, who knows? They like to sit him in fourth quarters. If Houston forces another 3 and out, they'll give Lamar one more drive. But again, 31-2, I think you can rest Lamar and call it a day. Like there's nothing else he needs to do. But again, I want to check this out. Because I'm sure Lamar actually officially broke it. Oh, yeah, I forgot. I completely forgot. I remember some Ravens fans wanted Kyle Hamilton to pick off C.J. Stroud because of what C.J. Stroud said in the offseason. Because C.J. Stroud and I think it was C.J. Stroud and Michael Parsons when they were doing the show. They were coming up with their lineup for like offense versus defense, and they were picking their guys. And I think Michael Parsons picked Kyle Hamilton, and C.J. Stroud had a comment about Kyle Hamilton, and the way he said it rubbed the Ravens fans the wrong way. So everyone's like, "Oh, okay, that's how you gonna talk? Then cool. When you meet up with the Ravens, I hope Kyle Hamilton picks you off." And Kyle Hamilton picked him off. And I'm seeing people make those jokes right now. And I'm trying to figure out if he actually did it. Because I'm trying to figure out. Yes, he's done it. I was right. With 87 rushing yards in this game, Lamar Jackson has officially passed Michael Vick to become the all-time quarterback rushing yards leader. So congrats to Lamar on that one. I knew it. With 87 yards, he just passed him. And Lamar is at 160. He's at 166. If you play him another drive, I think Lamar needs like another 40 or 50 passing yards to eclipse 4,000 passing yards on the season. So right now he's at 39 touchdown passes. So Lamar could end up with 4,000 passing yards and 40 touchdowns passes. What's going on, loyal to Houston? Ravens pretty much going to win the AFC North. Yeah, man, we gotta finish it off though. It's not a guaranteed thing. We don't know what would happen with Cleveland, but we gotta finish it off. But yeah, Lamar has officially passed Michael Vick. 6,110 rushing yards for a career. Shout out to you for that, loyal to Houston, by the way. And yeah, congrats to Lamar passing Michael Vick's all-time career rushing yards record. Lamar stands at the top, and he's probably going to put a record that will never be beaten or may not be beaten anytime soon. Lamar winning MVP once again. I mean, we'll see what the narrative is going to be after this game. We'll see what the narrative is going to be. Those Josh Allen fans are going to be very vocal. And the media, they've kind of taken their sides with how they view it. But Lamar balling out against the Texans on national television on Christmas, too, that does help make a case. That absolutely makes a case. Now, Houston, you're down 31-2. You got to go out there and score something. I think he's just going to go no huddle at this point. Stroud tried to take a chance. Wiggins says no, incomplete, 2nd and 10. How many weeks in a row does Andrews have a touchdown? I don't know, like 5, 6? Let me see. I can look at Mark Andrews right now. Mark Andrews has scored a touchdown in the last 4 games. Scored against the Chargers, the Eagles, the Giants. Actually, last 5 games. Pittsburgh, and he scored today. So last 5 games. So yeah, he has scored a touchdown in each of the last 5 games. Stroud across the middle, the Mitchie. The coverage is just perfect there. 3rd down coming up here. The coverage is perfect.
29 passing yards. So far, rather 28 rushing yards in the first half, 12 passing yards in this second half. Only 146 total yards for this Houston offense that was so explosive at times last year.
That's double-digit touchdowns for Mark this season. Yeah, I mean, it's to be expected. Lamar's throwing 40 touchdowns. You know a good chunk of that's going to Andrews. He's going to float it up. He's got a wide-open Nico Collins. This is the time. You know, funny enough, if they score here, Lamar and the offense are going to have to come back out. Even though it's like 31-10, but they're going to have to come back out. Oh, whoa! Would that not be considered offensive pass interference? He just knocked, literally, that was Humphrey's man, and Humphrey got knocked down by the receiver. Is that just incidental contact, or is that not going to count as offensive pass interference? Because that's the only reason Nico Collins was left wide open. Humphrey got knocked down by the offensive lineman, or whoever it was. The offensive player knocked Humphrey was on the coverage for Nico Collins. He's trying to go across the field to make play. He gets smacked down, and guess who's left wide open? Nico Collins. So is that just incidental contact, or would that not be considered offensive pass interference? I would have to get a clearer view about it, because maybe it wasn't. I don't know. On those, Marlon Humphrey was trying to cover Nico Collins, got smacked by a Texans player, and Nico Collins ended up getting left wide open. 2nd down here, 3:55 left to go in the 3rd quarter. This has been a massacre in Houston. CJ is trying to do something he has not done in his career. Score a touchdown against the Ravens defense. Mechie does make a catch here. 3rd down coming up here. By the way, yeah, CJ has not thrown a touchdown against the Ravens yet. Last year, both in the week 1 and then in the divisional round, he has not thrown a touchdown. He has not thrown a touchdown. And in this game so far, he has, not thrown a touchdown as well. So he's trying to get a touchdown, the first touchdown thrown against this Ravens defense in 3 games. 3rd down coming up here for the Texans. Houston trying to get something out of this. It's 4-down territory. When you're down 31-2, it's 4-down territory. So 3rd down and 3. It's 2 plays if you don't pick this up, obviously. Stroud looking towards the left. He's going to get dropped. Matabike sacks him. 4th down here. You got to go for it. It's 31-2. You've got to go for it. It's 31-2. It's 31-2. You have to go for this. You're not going to settle for a field goal. You're going for this. CJ Stroud stepped up in the pocket, was looking to take off, and Matabike just dropped him. He stepped up and looked like he was ready to take off. Matabike got off his block, grabbed him, and said, nope. And CJ Stroud is dealing with some pain, man. He's getting beaten up here. He's getting beaten up. If you're the Texans, you've already secured the AFC South. Next week, you have to consider resting your quarterback. He's getting beaten up badly. 4th and 7 here. Pressure's coming again. CJ is just rolling, fires. It's caught, but he's short. It's caught, but he's short. It's caught, but he's short. It is caught, but he is short. Nope. I'm going to review this. They're saying 1st down. I'm going to review this. He's short. He's short. Harbaugh might want to challenge this. Harbaugh might want to challenge this. Harbaugh, throw the flag. There it is. He's short. He's short. It's one of the few times I'm okay. Harbaugh, we are up 31-2. You could use those timeouts. It looked like he was short. It absolutely looked like he was short. Throw the challenge flag. He absolutely looked short. Look at it right here. The line. He's short. He's not even, no, he's short. He is short.
Whether the ball moves or not, he's clearly short.
He's clearly short. The refs are on gas. He's clearly short. We don't even waste time with this. This turnover on downs. Ravens offense coming on the field again. We don't have to waste time with this. He's clearly short. Harbaugh makes the right challenge. Kind of crazy how the Jags went from a playoff contender to now likely going, I'm likely going to get the first overall pick again for the third time. They're not going to get the first overall pick. It's going to go to the Giants. But they'll be a top 3 pick. You signed Trevor Lawrence to be your franchise quarterback. And once you do that, you proceed to have a horrible year. He gets injured out for the season. It's a disaster. And that's some of the things that people have concerns with, which is why sometimes teams are reluctant to give those contracts. You never know how it's going to go for a player. You know, with Lamar, it's been the opposite. With Trevor Lawrence, it's been what it is right now. What the heck is this? Oh.
Choose to really care. Choose to go for it. Just choose. We craft cars for those who choose to do more than simply move.
I wake up. Being myself is the boldest thing I can do. My own self. Proud, strong, free, emotional. Myself, the haut parfum and le parfum de new spicy vanilla bourbon intensity. Yves Saint Laurent.
It's been unfortunate watching how the Texans have been, man. Also, this is a disaster for Houston. I said at the beginning of the game, this was an opportunity for the Texans to come out here and make a statement. They already won their division. They're not playing for anything but maybe a potential higher seed. But they've already clinched a playoff spot. They won their division. This was a game where you were looking to prove yourself. Houston got beat up. They had a chance, but they got beat up by the Chiefs and had a chance to beat them potentially. What an opportunity for you 4 days later against another tough combatant in the Baltimore Ravens. What better opportunity for you to prove yourself than to come out there and have a defining statement game against the Ravens? Instead, it's been a disaster. It's been a complete disaster. Look at this. It's been a disaster. If you looked at the game against the Chiefs, you sat back and said the Tank Dell injury is going to hurt you down the stretch, but you competed with the defending champions. You come here and look at this game against the Ravens, everyone already saw the signs that the Texans were declining. You watch this now. What do you even say? They're not even competing with the Ravens. And this is a team they may end up meeting in a few weeks. What do you do with this? Because think about it. Let's just say the Pittsburgh Steelers, actually with this situation, with Baltimore winning, let's just say for the sake of the fact, just to understand, to work with the scenario we're working with here. Let's just say the Ravens end up being the 5th seed, even though it looks like, they're going to win this game, and if they win next week, they win the division. But let's just say for the state of fact, or for this example, let's just say the Ravens end up being the 5th seed, Texas the 4th seed. They beat you up so badly like this, and then they got to come here 2+ weeks later? Do you feel confident in that type of matchup? You haven't done anything to stop these guys. Would you feel comfortable? No, you wouldn't. Derrick Henry's ran for over 100 yards. Lamar has done whatever he's wanted to you on both sides of the ball, both in the run and passing game. Like, what do you do? What do you do? And now here comes Baltimore. Let's just run the ball down their throat because that's just what we're going to do. Third down and 1. Again, I'm just 215 rushing yards. You just hand it to the king. You just hand it to the king. Let's not get cute here. Extra protection. You hand it to Henry. Up the gut. Henry picks up the first down. He spins and gets it. First down.
Perspective there, along the lines of what you were saying, Greg, about Derrick Henry, and they're going to actually rule this short, or are they? No.
I think that
So,
chain crew was a little late.
yeah.
They didn't get the
So the Ravens are gonna have to run one more play before the play clock runs out. They got 15 seconds to run one more play. They're gonna run one more play before the quarter ends,
nervous.
or are they not? Okay, now they've been resetting the clock 15 times over. Are we running a play or not?
What you were saying with Derrick Henry.
No, they're gonna let this go to the fourth quarter.
Fourth quarter about, but it was something that D'Amico Ryan said last week about Nico.
All right, well, third quarter comes to an end. Baltimore dominating the Texans 31-2. I expected the Ravens to win. I didn't expect dominance. This is going to be very awkward for the Houston Texans. They're going into the playoffs with no momentum. That's why if you're the Pittsburgh Steelers, there's some hope. If you're the Steelers, there's some hope. Why is there some hope? Because the one team that looks worse than you right now heading into the playoffs is the Houston Texans. And if Pittsburgh loses the division, you at least get to go take on that Texans team that seems completely lost. They can't get anything going. Honestly, I just think right now, with the way the Texans are playing, I just think they're defeated. They're defeated, they're lost, they're hurt. Okay, it's 4 days removed from losing Tank Dell for the rest of the season. They're gone. They're gone right now. I don't know what you do. I don't know what you do if you're the Texans. What do you do in this situation? There's nothing that's gonna fix this. If they had better coaching this season, you think they could be a playoff team this season. They have more talent on that roster compared to Steelers, Bucks, or Dolphins. Who? If who had better coaching this season? The Jaguars? Which team are you speaking of? If Blank had better coaching this season, you think they could be a playoff team? Who? The Jaguars? Well, my main question is, is Trevor Lawrence going to stay healthy the whole season? Because they lost him for the season. So is Trevor Lawrence number one focus and conversation? Number one focus and topic of conversation for this scenario is Trevor Lawrence. Is he going to be healthy the whole season? Because if he's not healthy the whole season, it doesn't matter what happens. You're not going to make the playoffs without Trevor Lawrence. So is he healthy this whole season? That's my first question. If he is healthy, you have a chance. But Trevor Lawrence also has not played the best of football. And, that's been a topic of conversation as well. I don't know, man. I'm really thinking about it, dude. When you look at it at the end of the day, Trevor Lawrence hasn't played his best football. I think this year Trevor Lawrence has been... He's had an up and down year. He's had some good performances. He's had some really bad performances. It's been kind of like an overall aspect that's been concerning. Hell, just from a statistical standpoint, if I was to take the numbers, take a look at the numbers of Trevor Lawrence this year. Trevor Lawrence this year, before he got hurt and was out for the season, his numbers this season, 2,000 passing yards, 11 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, and the QBR 58. When you compare it to what he had last year, before they paid him, he had 4,000 passing yards, 21 touchdowns, 14 interceptions, passer rating of 88.5, and a QBR 56. His best season was 2022. And he didn't have a great season in 2021. But still, he didn't have a great season, but he had a good enough season. They just collapsed. 2022 just seems like a pipe dream nowadays. Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry running up the gut. Honestly, I just see the Ravens just giving Derrick Henry as much rushing yards as they possibly can. Let's get Derrick Henry to 150. Let's get Derrick Henry to 150, and we'll go from there. If the Steelers lose out, they could play the Bills. Yes, they can. If the Steelers lose next week against the Bengals, they could end up playing Buffalo in the first round, which would be a complete nightmare. That would be a complete nightmare for them. But at the same time, if situation works out to where Cincinnati can make the playoffs, they'll just drop to the 6th seed, and we'll face off against them in the first round. Here comes Derrick Henry again, and he picks up another first down. Baltimore, just run it up the gut with Derrick Henry. Give him as much rush yards as you can. We got no reason to throw the football here. Derrick Henry has 143 rushing yards. The Texans have 37 rushing yards. Why is Derrick Henry still on the field? I don't want the King to get injured while the Ravens are winning by 30+ in the shutout. This is the last offensive drive for the Ravens. That's why they're just running the ball. It's the last offensive drive. They're going to run the ball until somebody stops them. And now Keaton Mitchell is in. So, like, this is just the lost offensive drive for the Ravens offense. They're just trying to kill the clock and go home. You're up 31-2. No reason to do anything else. They're just here to kill the clock and go home.
Concussion is now out the rest of this game with an injury. The rookie out of Marshall. You see Keaton Mitchell get in there a lot more. Began the season on the physically unable to perform list with a knee injury. Has been working his way back through the season. And they're happy to have him back these last couple of weeks. They believe he can provide a nice spark. Second-year man out of ECU.
Second down to 9 here. Give it to Keaton Mitchell again. Again, Baltimore's just here to run the ball. Kill as much clock as possible, run the ball, and, get out of here.
It is a handoff. Nowhere to go.
Second and 9, just going to hand the ball off. Once again, rinse and repeat. They just want to run the football and get out of here. There's no need to do anything else. You're up 31-2. You pretty much know you secured the win. You're just trying to kill the rest of this time. The fact that this Texas offense has done nothing all day is just pitiful. By the way, this should be the last offensive drive for the starters. I think you put Josh Johnson and everybody else in afterwards. There's no reason to even try anybody else for the most part. You just go with what you have.
Yeah, we'll be better next time. Nothing that Baltimore's offense could really be much better about.
3rd and 10. Lamar, quick throw. Tylan Wallace picks up a few yards. Make sure he stays in bounds. He does. Ravens can punt this football, and that should be the last offensive drive for the Ravens. Lamar, last offensive drive for the starters. The starters can go sit down officially. They should be done for this game. Lamar Jackson's going to finish 10-15, 168 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, passer rating of 143.9. He's going to finish with 4 carries for 87 yards and a touchdown. That should be it for Lamar Jackson. That should be it for Lamar Jackson. There's no reason to see him out there for the rest of the game. He should be sitting on the bench. His night is done. He did what he needed to do to beat the Texans.
Out for his 3rd punt of the day. Good pressure, nearly blocked. Stout did get hit on the back end, but he did have a landing zone first. So no flag in. Fair catch brought in.
All right, 11:25 left to go. At this point, it's just Houston just trying to put up points. This is when you think we beat in Kansas City this time when we faced them in January? I don't have an answer for that. I spoke about this earlier. I feel like Baltimore matches up with everybody and can beat everybody in the AFC or NFC in a playoff matchup. But Kansas City is the one team that matches up with us, and I cannot definitively say we could beat these guys in January. Do we have the talent to? Yes. Do we have the capability to? Yes. Do we have the ability with what we have on the talent aspect, especially if we follow the formula of handing the ball to Derrick Henry and initiating the play-action passing game? Yes, we have everything here. We have everything here to beat that team, but I don't have a definitive answer for you. I really don't. We'll just have to wait and see if the opportunity comes up. Baltimore would have to get to Arrowhead to be able to pull that off. And the only way, if Baltimore wins the division, the only way they're getting to Arrowhead is in the AFC title game, which means they'll have to handle business at home, and then they'll have to travel to Buffalo to see how that's going to go. And that second round matchup against Buffalo, if it does happen, will be a grudge match because there'll be a fight for the MVP, and it'll be a fight to get to see who goes face off against Mahomes most likely. Why are you throwing a screen on 3rd and 10? Because they're just trying to kill the clock. I hate this conservative stuff. They're up 31-3. They're not putting anybody at risk, dude. I usually don't like conservative aspects. I think I turned my mic off accidentally. I usually don't like the offense playing conservative, but when you're up 31-2 and you've played 3 games in 11 days, we don't need to risk it. Nobody's been hurt. Let's not risk it. Let's not risk it. There should be no reason the starters should be out there. I love to play aggressive every single aspect, but when you're playing aggressive, you're going to potentially risk somebody getting hurt. We don't need to risk anybody getting hurt. Let's get our starters off the field. You're up 31-3 and dominating. Get your starters off the field. Let them rest. They're going to have 11 days off, and they'll play Cleveland in the season finale at home to see if they can win the division. At this point, all they got to do is beat Cleveland and then win the AFC North. My quarterback got to throw more than 15 passes. Again, we don't stat pad here. I'm sorry. Go to other teams. We do not stat pad here. We are not a stat padding team. We don't. Lamar does what he needs to do. Lamar is not a stat padder. We don't pad his stats. I know for fantasy and for other people it sucks, but we don't pad stats over here. So Lamar throwing 15 passes because you dominated in the run game. Why would you need to throw 15 passes if Derrick Henry can run for over 100 yards? They gave Derrick Henry 26 carries. Yeah, when Derrick Henry has 26 carries and you have 31 points of offense and are dominating a team with 2 points on the board, yeah, there's no reason for Lamar to throw more than 15 passes. They've dominated. They have nearly 400 yards of offense, 31 points, 4 offensive touchdowns, and have a 28 time of possession. There's nothing to do. We don't stat pad. We don't stat pad. We do not stat pad. So I'm sorry if you want to see Lamar put up more stats, but that's just not what we do in Baltimore. We do not stat pad. It's the same thing we did with Flacco. Stroud's going to take a shot down the field, and he's just going to air mail it. Wow, he just air mailed that completely out of bounds. I know it ultimately doesn't matter, but what NFC team do you hope we face if we are indeed destined to get to the upcoming Super Bowl? I don't care who we face off against, but me personally, I've already said it, my agenda. Let me get Washington. I want the Ravens and the Commanders in the Super Bowl. That would be my dream. Yeah, the game is over. Why you keep running the running back when you should rest him for the playoffs? That was their last offensive drive. Lamar's going into the locker room, by the way. He's not just done. He's fine. I think at this point, he's probably going to the bathroom, I'll be honest. He's running into the locker room, probably going to the bathroom. His night's already done. It don't even matter at this point. But again, that was their last offensive drive, so they were just running the rock. Now, again, you can argue just giving it to Keaton Mitchell at that point, but, you know, it is what it is. They have all their starters out there. What's your favorite Christmas movie or your all-time favorite? For me, my faves are Die Hard, Christmas Vacation, Elf, Home Alone, and The Night Before. Home Alone's my favorite movie. I just actually watched it yesterday. I watched Home Alone and Home Alone 2. Those are the 2 movies I try to watch every year. So I watched both of those movies, and that's just how my night went. Ravens versus Vikings would be fire, bro. The unis, the jersey colors in the Super Bowl, it'd be all purple. All purple in New Orleans, that would be dope. But I want the Commanders just because my personal reasons. 3rd and 2, CJ across the middle, incomplete, looking for a Schultz. Not even going to connect, 4th and 2 at this point. Lamar went to the locker room to get Beyonce's autograph. That'd be hilarious if we did go back there for that. But yeah, the Ravens dominated the Texans on Christmas Day. Lamar had a great performance, did what he needed to do. Didn't need to throw that much, especially when Derrick Henry's going to run the ball for 130 plus. Ravens honestly came out there and saw what the Texans gave them. They said that they saw the Texans' inability to stop the run and said, all right, bet. Not only are we going to run the ball here with Derrick Henry, we're going to give Lamar opportunities to run the ball. I want Lions, Vikings in the NFC Championship game and Ravens, Bills in the AFC Championship. John, I hate to break it to you, but if Baltimore wins the division, we're going to Buffalo for the second round. The only way the Ravens can meet up in the AFC title game. Actually, I'm thinking about there's no way the Ravens can meet up in the AFC title game. It's not possible. If we're the 3 and they're the 2, it's not possible. So if you want the Ravens and Bills to meet up in the AFC Championship game, you better hope the Ravens lose next week and the Steelers win the division. But if Baltimore wins the AFC North, the only way the Ravens and Bills are meeting up is through the divisional round. They can't meet up in the AFC title game. There's no way. There's literally no way. The lineups does not work. The 2 and the 3 will meet, and the 1 seed will match up with the lower seed. So there's no way for the Ravens and Bills to match up in the AFC Championship game if Baltimore wins next week against Cleveland. So if you want that matchup, you better hope the Ravens blow it against the Browns and the Steelers win the division. So we come to Houston and then have to take on Kansas City in the second round, and then we can get the Bills in the AFC title game if they get that far. If the Vikings get that 1 seed, then are you picking them to win the conference? No, I like Detroit, and I like Philly. I really do like Philly in this aspect. I think Philadelphia has all the proper keys to win. So do the Vikings. But again, I've seen this story with Minnesota, man. I have seen this story with Minnesota. And I want to see how this story is going to play out. I remember Case Keenum in 2017 when they got to the NFC title game. Case Keenum had a career year. They won like 13 games. They were the 2 seed because Philly was the 1 seed. They had the Super Bowl hosted in Minnesota. They got the Magic to have the Minneapolis Miracle. I remember watching Case Keenum ball out that year and then take the team to the NFC title game where they got thrashed by the Eagles. I like Minnesota, but there are some aspects of Minnesota that concern me and make me think they're not going to get it. And again, if Sam Darnold can have a tendency to get back into his old ways and potentially turn them all over. Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, those guys are weapons, man. They're weapons. But if you have a team that can get pressure on Sam Darnold consistently, that becomes a problem. Now, Detroit, they don't have the defense to do that anymore. But Philadelphia has defense. I really like Philly in the NFC. But obviously, I'm rooting for the Commanders. And by the way, I hope the Commanders get the Eagles in the first round. I hope, because I think the Commanders can pull off the upset. If we got to go back to Philadelphia with Jaden Daniels, we're going to pull off the upset. Green Bay is also a nice surprise team, but I don't fully know how I feel about that Green Bay defense. I think Green Bay has the capabilities to beat Minnesota. I think the Vikings' biggest threats are the 2 teams in their division. That's the biggest threats. Outside of the division, their biggest threat is the Eagles. I just don't see the Vikings getting there. But hey, let's see Sam Darnold prove me wrong. I watched the Vikings win 12, 13 games with Kirk Cousins, and they got upset by Daniel Jones and the New York Giants. That's just me. All right, so yeah, Lamar is done for the night. Josh Johnson should be coming in, and most of the starters at this point should be out. Yeah, Gary Anderson missed field goal in the 1998 NFC title game. Brett Favre interception in the 2008 NFC Championship game. You have to remember those two. Yeah, I have to see it get it done. 3 touchdowns, not 2. He threw for 2 and ran for 1. So Josh Johnson is in the game here. Good for him. I think this is the perfect time to get Keaton Mitchell involved. Keaton Mitchell getting some good running room here. With 10 minutes left, let's see Keaton Mitchell do something here. Shake it up and give Mitchell the ball. Let's see him go out there and get some yards.
Wristband and yeah, how about a nice little soft toss beanie to the kid wearing the Lamar jersey? That's a Christmas to remember.
I mean, look at that face.
Yes.
Smiling. Mom gets a hug. Man, Lamar's making a lot of people's day here, and obviously.
Nah, the Texans fans ain't happy with this, man. They woke up on Christmas Day and they were gifted with 2 points of offense, which wasn't even given. It wasn't even their 2 points. Derrick Henry got a safety because he cut back and got dropped. Their offense came up with 0 points of offense. Bro, go give the fans something. Oh, he's wearing the beanie. That's nice. Oh, I think he's wearing the beanie. That's nice. First down and 10 for the Ravens. Keep giving it to Keaton Mitchell. I want to see Keaton Mitchell break one of these, man. Come on, Keaton. Give me something. Oh, he tried to spin. Ah, they got him there. 76ers are leading with 2 minutes left, but I still think they're going to choke. Let me actually take a look at the score right now because this game's basically over. Ravens dominated. Let's take a look at this. Sixers, Celtics. Sixers up by 5 with 1:24 left to go. What is it on ESPN? Let me go see if I can turn that on. CJ Stroud overrated. Yeah, he's getting cooked this year. He's been getting cooked this year. 2nd and 9. You give that ball right back to Keaton Mitchell. Yeah, I got it here on ESPN. Keaton, break it! Flag down here. This might be offsides. I got it here on ESPN, so I'm going to take a quick gander on this. I got my headphones here. Embiid being guarded by Embiid! He lost the ball! Horford knocked the ball. Oh, this is on the defense. Horford knocked the ball out of Embiid's hands, but it's going to be off of the Celtics. So they're going to say it's Sixers ball, but there's 0.8 seconds left to go in the shot clock. So they're just going to have to put it up. Hey, Devontae Walker's on the field. That's nice. All right, so yeah, we're watching the rest of this game, but I'm watching the Sixers and the Celtics. Let me see if the Sixers blow this here. 2nd and 4, by the way, for the Ravens. First down, Maxey scored with 8 seconds left. He got it, fumbled it, still put it up. Why they bring Derrick Henry back in? Man, if you don't take Derrick Henry back out and bring back Keaton Mitchell, Tatum, one-on-one. They lock it up, Tatum. Tatum got it to Horford. Horford to Pritchard. Pritchard for 3. He can't hit it. Rebound, Oubre, and he gets fouled. Yeah, Philly's going to hold on. There you go, giving it to Keaton Mitchell. 2nd down here for the Ravens.
So I think now the question for D'Amico, Ryan, and this Houston Texans team is, what's the message in the locker room after the game, right? You have the combination of they've already secured the division, so they're going to host the
So let's see. Maxi's at the free throw line because he got fouled. Makes the first one. 76ers are the chargers of the NBA for the most part, finding ways to choke games. They ain't choking tonight. They ain't choking tonight. They ain't choking tonight. 2nd and 8 here, 6.5 left to go. Baltimore killing as much time as possible. Going to toss it to Keaton Mitchell. And Keaton Mitchell's got a little space, but they're going to get him there. 114-105 here, 9-point game. Derek White, I hate Derek White, running with the ball. Tatum splits the double team, dunks it. That's cool. So Lamar next week's going to break 4,000 yards passing. Oh! No way! They turned the ball over. Tatum got it back and won. Wait. They're looking. What just happened here? 3rd and 5. Oh, a play fake. Josh Johnson looking downfield. Caught. Got it to Anthony Miller. He gets a catch. Ravens pick up the first down. Nice throw by Josh Johnson.
Nobody loves it more than Lamar Jackson. Opportunity to watch some of these young guys play.
Embiid just fumbled the ball. Tatum took it. And I thought Tatum was fouled, but he wasn't. So 40 seconds left, but it's a 5-point game. LeBron Curry matchup is going to be a classic. Yeah, I can't wait to watch that once this is over. We're probably going to have to talk about this game tomorrow, even though there's not much to really talk about. I'm going to go watch this game between the Warriors and Lakers, even though both teams ain't really doing much of anything this year. Flag on the play. It's going to be a false start. Commanders somehow haven't clinched the playoff berth. I thought they clinched the playoffs. Everybody in the stadium was saying we clinched the playoff, but not yet. Somehow the Commanders have not officially clinched the playoff berth. But, they got the Falcons on Sunday Night Football next week. That's going to be a headache to deal with. I got to be there for that game as well. But, yeah. They win that game during the playoffs. Keaton Mitchell trying to break a tackle. 1st and 15. Second and 13. There's 37 seconds left here. It's a 5-point game. Maxey with the ball. That's a flop by Jaylen Brown. They're not calling no offensive foul. We didn't even see a push-off. Embiid nearly lost it out of bounds. Shot clock at 8. You got to get it to Lowry. Lowry, 5 on the shot clock. Lowry's got to put it up. Lowry gets blocked. And here comes the Celtics. 15 seconds left. They need to get a score here. Here comes Jaylen Brown. Layup, good. 9 seconds left, 3-point game. You got to play the free throw game. And Paul George gets fouled. He's going to go to the free throw line. 6.2 seconds left. Boston does have 2 timeouts. Bro, the Sixers really choked this game, bro. They really choked this game. This year's NFC North produced the 3 best teams in the same division in the same season in NFL history. Congrats to them. Let's see if one of them can get to the Super Bowl. 3rd and 14 here. 3:41 left to go. Baltimore's tried to kill as much time as they possibly could. Here comes Josh Johnson taking a shot downfield. Devontae Walker had it in his hands, but he dropped it. Incomplete. Could not reel it in. Would have loved to have seen Devontae Walker get that catch. That was a beautiful throw by Josh Johnson. Devontae Walker just could not catch the ball. It was a little ahead of him. That's a tough catch to make, but I would have loved to see the young man get that there. Paul George makes both free throws. Timeout, Celtics. 116-111. Yeah, you know what? This would be a perfect day. The Celtics take an L to make my Christmas great. The Steelers take an L to make my Christmas great. The Ravens demolish the Texans to make my Christmas great. I mean, you couldn't ask for a better Christmas. 3:23 left. Did you even put C.J. Stroud out there at that point? Do you want to risk him with the game already being over? Derrick Henry, 27 carries, 148 rushing yards, and a touchdown. I mean, Derrick Henry had a monster game. Lamar Jackson did what he did, and the Ravens dominated. When the Ravens can play like this, they can beat any team in the National Football League, and they need to remember that. I think a lot of what happens with Kansas City deals with the mental aspect. Mentally, they keep letting the Chiefs beat them. They have the talent, they have the capability to win, but they lose the mental battle, and they lose in the execution battle at times. And hell, sometimes in the battle of wills, their will isn't strong enough to match Kansas City's championship aura. Which is funny to say, but for some reason, it seemed like that's been the case. 1st and 10, they've got Davis Mills out there. C.J. Stroud's night is done. And this is going to mark yet the 3rd game C.J. Stroud has played against the Ravens defense and has failed to score a touchdown. 0 touchdowns for this offense with C.J. Stroud as a quarterback against the Ravens. That's why I wouldn't have mind matching up with them in the playoffs. Instead, we'll get the Chargers or the Broncos, whoever wins it. And depending on how things go, we may get Pittsburgh in the 1st round. I'll take whoever. I don't really care. 2nd down here. You're going to hand the ball off. Mixon. Getting some good running yards. Sorry, not Milson, Pierce. Who just hit that 3? Jaylen Brown just hit a 3. 3.7 seconds left. They're going to foul Embiid. Boston has a timeout. It's 116-114. Jaylen Brown just hit a contested 3. He just drilled it. And just like that, it's a 2-point game. Embiid's going to the free throw line. If he makes both, that could potentially ice this game. If he makes one, it's a 3-point game, and the Celtics can look to tie. 3rd and 1, Texans looking to collect here, pick up a 1st down. Mills across the middle of the field. It is caught, and that's going to bring us to the 2-minute warning here. Embiid makes the first free throw. He needed to make that. 117-114. 2.8 seconds left. The Celtics still have a timeout. If he misses, if he misses one, the Celtics are going to have some life. If he makes this second one, it's going to be a 2-possession game. Here we go. Embiid, second free throw. He makes it clean. Timeout Boston. 118-114. The Bears just have to continue being the same old Bears while the Lions, Packers, and Vikings are trying to make the NFC North the best division in NFL history. It is what it is. You're never going to have a perfect division. Baltimore tried it last year, and all 4 teams finished with a record over 500, and 3 of the 4 teams went to the playoffs. Cincinnati was very close to making the postseason. They just fell short. But 2-minute warning here for the Ravens and Texans. I'm not going to lie. Do not let them get off a 3. 2.8 seconds. Do not let them get off a 3. This is a huge win for Philly if they can get it done. But, man, Boston don't want to go away. I'm sick and tired of these pricks. They don't want to go away. Can Derrick Henry beat Jamal Lewis's Ravens rushing record? I think he can come close. But he would have to, I don't know. I think he has a shot, but I don't know if he's going to get it. 2.8 seconds left. Do not foul, and you got to get a shot up quickly if you're Boston. Because you need to get a shot up and you need a foul. So this has to be a catch and shoot type of play. You don't have time to really do anything else. Derek White, you bum, stepped out of bounds while trying to come back. You were trying to get in bounds. The ball got passed to you when you were still out of bounds. That's game. That's game. Way to go to Philadelphia, beating the Celtics on Christmas. I love it. I love it. What a beautiful Christmas for me. The Boston Celtics take an L. The Pittsburgh Steelers take an L. The Baltimore Ravens take a W. I'm liking today. I wish Miami would have played on Christmas. Giants, Eagles, Cowboys made the playoffs that year. Oh, yeah. In 2022. That could have happened. Yeah, the Commanders didn't lose those last 4 games, which, again, it's all Ron Rivera's fault. He put in Carson Wentz against the Browns when he should have let Taylor Heineke play. But whatever. It is what it is. Nothing we can do about that, huh? It don't matter. We got Jaden Daniels now. I'm not worried about that year. 1st and 10 here for the Texans at their own 34-yard line. They're just going to hand the ball off here. 2 minutes left to go. Ravens got some of their starters out there, and others are just... I actually think they got majority of the starters out there. I'm trying to see. Ravens got the win, but Mavs didn't, so it's bittersweet. Second and 8. Clock is ticking. Let's get this party. Well, I was about to say let this party start, but let's end this party. That's what I should say. Let's end this party. Houston really had their fans come out here in the cold on Christmas Day just to do nothing offensively. That is not funny. That is actually embarrassing. I would be heated if I'm a Texans fan. Y'all really brought us out here just to put up 0 points of offense. The only 2 points that was scored was on a safety. And the defense gave up 31 points of offense. So our defense not only gave up 30-plus points, our offense couldn't even get in the end zone. We couldn't kick a field goal. We got gifted points. You know what's worse than not scoring points? Getting gifted points from your opponents. That means the only way you got points was by your opponents giving you the points. That's embarrassing. That's embarrassing. 3rd and 7 here. Final play of the game. You're just going to hand the ball off here and call it a day. Final tackle. This is great. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. The Baltimore Ravens have beaten the Houston Texans 31-2. They advanced to 11-5 on the season. They have now won 3 straight games in a very tough stretch because it was 3 games in 11 days, and they now control their destiny. If Baltimore beats the Cleveland Browns in Week 18, they win the AFC North and gets to host a playoff game in the first round. So we're going to find out very soon. Baltimore is going to go to 11-5. Funny enough, if they beat the Browns next week, my prediction is going to be perfect because I predicted them to go 12-5. So if they beat Cleveland next week, my 12-5 prediction will be perfect. You can hate the team, but the players have done nothing to be hated on. For what? Why you call Derek White a bum? He doesn't do nothing but... I'm a Heat fan. I'm a Heat fan. Do I need to explain this? I'm a Heat fan. I don't hate the dude personally. It's a rivalry. I'm a Heat fan. I'm a Heat fan. Not to mention, I'm not going to listen to this the way the Celtics fans have taken a shot at Caleb Martin. The Celtics fans have taken so many shots at our players. Whether they take a shot at Jimmy, they'll take shots at Tyler Hero, they'll take shots at Bam Adebayo, they'll take shots at they took a shot at Gabe Vincent when he was still with us. They've taken a shot at a bunch of our guys. It's just a rivalry. That's just how it is. I don't hate the dude personally. I'm just talking about in the span of basketball. I don't know Derek White. It's sports. I don't hate anybody. I'm not gonna hate on a professional athlete like I hate you for real. I don't know this guy. It's just a rivalry. I'm a Heat fan. Of course I'm gonna hate Derek White. Is this a scoregami? I don't know if this is a scoregami. 17-2 was a scoregami because that never happened before. But 31-2, I don't know. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I am gonna call it a night here because I want to get ready to go watch the Lakers and Warriors have a grudge match on Christmas. Ravens get the dominant win. They go to 11-5. They're one win away from securing the AFC North heading into the playoffs. And honestly, if the Ravens can beat the Browns, that would be perfect for them. They'll win the AFC North. They'll be on a 4-game winning streak, and they'll be riding high into the playoffs with everything meshing at the right time. Not to mention, this is really important. Baltimore, you did it. You got one more game left. Let's get out of that clean. It's going to be a tough physical AFC North game. But you got out of this 3-game stretch relatively clean. 3-game stretch, relatively clean. Everybody got out of this game safe and healthy. Let's get ready for next week. But yeah, that's pretty much it for me, guys. I'll probably make a recap later on, maybe tomorrow. But I'm going to enjoy the rest of Christmas. And I'm going to get ready for the Lakers-Warriors game and enjoy my Christmas. You guys... Happy holidays, Merry Christmas. Hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Hope you guys enjoyed the game. It was pure dominance, so it wasn't a fun game. But yeah, hopefully you guys were able to enjoy it. Ravens get the win. They're 11-5 now, 1 win away from winning the AFC North, and we'll go from there. So yeah, fun times all around for the Ravens. Fun times. Perfect day for me as a fan. Celtics take an L. Steelers take an L. Ravens take a W. I couldn't be happier. Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night. Be sure to stay safe. And peace out.